murphyemergency.com.
Get to Chase Field for the D-backs Twins game on Saturday, June 20th, and pick up the Gabriel Moreno soccer jersey, courtesy of Wendy's. Get tickets now at dbacks.com. KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Diamondbacks sink the Nationals. Game 3 of the NBA playoffs tonight. NHL Stanley Cup Finals resume tomorrow. And Jacoby says, hello, I'm here. Welcome in, everybody. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620. Also on the FM dial at 98.7 HD2, streaming on the Arizona Sports app. Manuch, how's everything, pal?
I am doing good. Now, you're going to be next 4 days.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Barely. This is
Okay.
going to be difficult for me.
So, Max, who's filling in for Laz, we got tied up at the Chicago O'Hare Airport last night.
You're not kidding.
He's got some stories for us tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So let me go through the checklist with you real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, just
Yeah.
checking. I see yes. Prevagen?
No,
Okay. Metamucil?
never.
Okay. Prune juice?
Yes.
Okay. Sleep?
I'm clean.
Okay, good.
I sleep
good.
like a rock.
Okay, good. And any other aging-enhancing devices that you may need? Are we all good to go?
I took one last night and it worked perfectly.
Jimmy B filling in for Roc the entire week, except for Friday.
Thank you, Jesus, for
Roc
that. Yeah.
will be back on the air. Matter of fact, Max, you and I might see. There's group therapy. We'll get a discount after dealing with Jimmy B the next 4 days. So just keep that in mind. You okay
Perfect.
getting the call out of the bullpen this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
What was the gist of what Laz had to say last night about the Chicago O'Hare Airport?
He was talking about how there was maintenance being done on the plane.
Okay.
They kept pushing the flight
Sure.
further and further back.
Oh, yeah.
And then there were all these crowds for some Pokemon convention, soccer match. Honestly, if you ask me, I think he just wanted to buy himself one more day off.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, that sounds about right. Pokemon
He said-
convention.
He said we get this, Roc and I get this text about noon yesterday. And, Roc's out there bebopping around and I'm, out there on the fields. And he's got this, I've had my flight canceled 4 times already.
Oh, yeah.
So later on, like about 5:36 at night, he goes, well, it looks as though I'm going to have to catch a flight tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning. I've been at the Chicago O'Hare Airport for 9 hours
Doesn't surprise me.
trying to get on a game. But the one thing you said is the mass chaos. He literally said chaos
Mhm.
that the soccer matches are creating.
Yep.
Because don't you know, Chicago's an international hub.
Correct.
So all the people coming in there. And to top it off, the Pokemon convention.
That probably is bigger than the soccer, the Pokemon.
I just die when I see these rom-coms conventions that they have, whatever. But people dressing up and
Oh, the
people
Comic
doing
Cons?
Yeah, Comic Cons. I mean, it's amazing to watch. But
You ever
Laz
do
will be
that?
with us-
Did you ever do that? Did you ever go and like dress up as your favorite superhero?
No,
you never did.
I'm not that demented.
You never went as Batman?
no.
Or...
I tried to dress up as a backup quarterback many years
Oh,
ago.
that's still a joke.
That didn't work out too good. No. but Laz will be back. But interesting to hear it from the international lines about the chaos. Oh, one more thing.
Oh, yeah, what?
They stopped flying like at 2 in the morning. I guess they stopped flights. He said they had 2 more flights that were getting out, but they had to stop.
So
after
they shut down after 2.
They shut down.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that was a thing at airports.
Yeah.
I mean, you catch
Well,
a
it's a
radar.
thing in airports, but I didn't think it would be in Chicago. Now, you took an all-night flight
Yes.
out of here, but
Yeah.
it was left at midnight, right?
Yeah, we did. We left the
Yeah.
red eye at midnight.
I think probably, other than probably Las Vegas, which is all night long. It never stops there.
24/7,
Pretty much.
365.
Yeah, I think that a lot of airports may be shut down for a few hours.
Yeah, well, I think the Pokemon convention kind of topped it all off. So, Laz, we'll see you tomorrow, buddy. Nice story. I think we kind of sort of believe it.
All right, here we go with a do-si-do. Travel day today for the D-backs as they are headed to Florida. They've got a date with Miami coming up starting tomorrow. They finally get a win against the Nationals. So let me ask you this, Manuch.
And what did I tell you about the National scoring runs and more runs?
They can score.
They are the leading scoring team in all of Major League Baseball. Problem is, they're one of the worst in giving up runs in all of Major League Baseball. And to that point, the Diamondbacks, they get outscored in the 3 games. Thank God they won yesterday 5-1.
Yeah.
Jimmy B, they got outscored 21-7.
That's nuts.
21-7. And you know what I watched these national hitters. They rake.
Oh, they do.
I mean, they hit 3 off of Zach Gallen.
Yeah.
I mean, yard. I mean, it was just interesting to watch how well they make contact. Now, yesterday, Soroka just had a hell of a game.
He pitched very well.
He pitched a very good game. They didn't have an answer for him. But to see them outscored 21-7 and lose the series versus the Nationals. But fortunately, they're still like in 3rd place, I believe, in the wild card. So they're all good to go there.
Okay, let me stop you right there because you and I last week had a conversation about Zach Gallen.
Yes.
And I remember you saying something to the effect, and I'm paraphrasing because I'm really, really old at 92 and I don't remember everything you say. And quite frankly, I'm really happy about that.
That might be a good thing.
Yeah. So, but you mentioned something to the effect of if he does not, meaning Zach Gallen, find his way before the All-Star break or at least right after the All-Star break, what are they going to do with him? Are they going to try to get him out of the lineup?
And this is just my speculation, folks, and what little baseball knowledge I have after playing the game forever. I think they sit Brandon Pfaadt down Torino for a reason. And here's my reason. He's just not getting it in the bullpen, number one. And remember I said, Jimmy, I told you and Rock, I said, why don't you just send the kid down, get his regular rotation, get his 6, 7, 8 innings in down in the minor leagues to get himself sharp again. I mean, he's another one that has really struggled. So here's my reasoning. I think what they're saying is, you talk about Zach Gallen,
right,
or the lack thereof, and I think they send Brandon Pfaadt down, sharpen his game back up, get him back in sync as a starter. And then if Zach Gallen still can't get it together, let's just say the All-Star break.
Okay.
I really believe that they've got decisions to make, or the trade deadline. Okay, so either the All-Star
but who
break.
would take him?
Well, that's my whole thing. So what my thought process was, and let me know what you think, is get him back to where he was in spring training. Brandon Pfaadt.
Okay.
And if Zach Gallen, if he continues to just stutter and stammer,
he's pooping the bed,
or whatever you want to call it, they've got to make a decision. My thought would be they would probably pull him out of the rotation, because here's what's going on, Jimmy. That clubhouse is going, oh man, Zach's just not getting it. You know, we're not stupid, Skip. You know, we see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to score 8, 9 runs to win if we're going to win, and he just doesn't have it. So they give him another, let's say 3 or 4 starts, if that. What they do then at that point in time, I would think they might bring Brandon Pfaadt up, put him in the rotation, and send Zach Gallen to the bullpen. Or I hate to say this at all, give him his outright release, because you're pretty much set in that rotation. If you bring Brandon Pfaadt, and you got Ryan Nelson,
all right,
you got Erod, and you got Soroka.
But wouldn't Pfaadt have to perform at a reasonably high level then in order for you to make that decision?
I don't think it's a high level. They're looking for consistency with him. They want to see him get back on track.
Okay.
And I think for him, it was just throwing strikes, getting his control in order. He's not going to be able to improve or get his game back in the bullpen if he's coming out for 2 innings.
Oh, I agree with that.
I think look, some guys are starters.
Yeah.
Some guys are bullpen guys.
Yeah,
I truly believe that.
Yeah.
So I think that if Zach Gallen continues to fade, because you got to know that skipper's monitoring that clubhouse as to how guys respond when he goes out there. And Zach Gallen, if he just can't find it, he can't find it. Then you're going to have to find alternative uses for him. Get Brandon Pfaadt, get him sharpened up, Bring him back up there. Sometimes knives get dull, right? Sometimes you got to get the sharpener out, sharpen that bad boy, bring it up before you can slice and dice. So I kind of looking at that. That's just my speculation, folks. I don't have any inside information. I'm not like Gambo. I don't have any sources one way or the other. I just kind of.
So you're just spewing is what you're telling me.
From a baseball perspective, after playing the game for so long, kind of seeing what's going on. So
I understand that.
And the other thing, too, is Ketel Marte.
Yeah.
Is he becoming a one-hit wonder? Look at this. Over the last 5 games, June 2nd through June 7th, the second baseman is a batting average of 105. He's 2 for 19.
I know.
With the 1 home run, we saw that against the Dodgers.
But everybody lost their stuff when he hit that game winner.
2 RBIs and 1 run scored with a 200 slugging percentage. So again, if you're an all-star, and the all-star game is 4 weeks?
He's not an all-star
away. He was playing
not this year.
Yeah, 2 week for about a 2 week period. He was before making all-star. But aside from that, we're seeing way too much inconsistency for Ketel Marte. A all-star second baseman's just not stepping up to the plate, pardon the pun, like they need him to step up.
NBA continues tonight, the NHL tomorrow night in New York this evening. It is game 3 between the Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. Knicks have a 2-0 lead. The security around Madison Square Garden is just unfathomable.
I wonder why.
You cannot believe it because the press apparently is going to show up there. And so they are telling fans to get to the arena 2 to 3 hours early because of all the security checks that you're going to have to go through. And they have outlawed street parties for vendors and everybody else around that area. So there won't be any of that as well. Manuch tickets were dropping like a stone in water.
Secondary market.
They were up near 10 grand. They are falling now under $4,000.
Isn't that interesting? As of yesterday, so we're watching the news, we're catching up on everything.
Yeah.
Secondary market prices just to get in the door.
Yeah.
Just for the cheap seats, the nosebleeds, the nickel seats, whatever you want to call them. 10 grand. Secondary market. And then for the secondary market for floor seats, or I think in the first 10 rows, $100,000.
Wow.
Seriously? I didn't get the memo, Jimmy B. So I think, and you know, it's interesting because I think Stephen A. Smith and a lot of pundits, those fans that are like deep diehard fans,
they are,
whether they like Trump or not, have even, this is Stephen A., requested, could you please not come? I mean, could you not disturb the experience of what you just went through? You know, all the parties, all the things they've got going on, all the security, upsetting the scene. I mean, Stephen A. just basically say, hey, look.
Please don't show up.
Please don't show up.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks are like, hey, look, we know you love the Knicks. You're a Knickerbocker fan. I mean, for the sake of the fans, I mean, you know, this is creating a lot of havoc. And it's somewhat tainting the experience of a lot of Knicks fans. And I'm reading this all over the place.
Yes.
Whether you're Republican or Democrat or not.
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They just say, hey, look, you know, we get it. We understand. But can't you just watch from the White House or whatever?
Wherever. Go to a bar and watch it.
Because what you said, a lot of those outdoor parties outside the Madison Square Garden have been lowered or dissipated completely.
I did see where the governor, Kathy Hochul, has come out and said they are going to throw a big party in Central Park.
That's good for her.
So that's I'm glad that they took that initiative. Big screens everywhere, apparently. I don't know where it is in the park, but they're apparently have put something together to try to help that out for everybody. We'll get into that game, plus for the NHL tomorrow night as well, and more on the D-backs. And guess who's back in minicamp? Yeah, the quarterback. Yeah, Jacoby's there. Oh, wait, he's just a bystander. We'll get into all of that, everybody. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. This first segment presented by our great partnership with Lerner and Rowe. We're coming right back. ESPN 620.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
The best defense is a good offense at Studs Against Bugs. Our Tri-Guard technology attacks pests at the source and keeps a barrier around your home year-round. Scorpions, shut down. Ants, pinched. Spiders, game over. Right now, new customers get their first treatment for just $99, a $229 value. No contracts. Call or text 480-670-4529. Or visit studsagainstbugs.com. Studs Against Bugs, defending the valley one home at a time.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. When a heart stops, the clock starts. You are the first responder until help arrives. In that moment, 4 minutes equals brain damage. 6 minutes equals too late in an emergency. The first responder is you. We need you. Will you be ready? Learn CPR. Visit heart.org/nation. That's heart.org/nation.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Rock decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We roll all the way until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Time for our replay rewind. Let's don't waste any time. We will talk about the aforementioned D-backs game yesterday where Corbin Carroll got it going early.
The 0-2 swung on that. It's cranked out to deep right center field. Young going back, looking up, and that ball is gone. A pull shot for Carroll. His 10th of the season, and the D-backs jump out to an early 1-0 lead.
Cannonball into the pool. Or that baseball. Cannonball.
Have you ever been out there and watched the game?
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
We watched Game 7.
Yeah, this is a great story.
Series.
Yeah, tell it.
We could not get tickets because I was working out at a car dealership, Avondale Dodge, and Easy Eric Hill was a co-owner. He kept promising tickets for me and my son Landon at the time to go. But every time, those damn clients got in the way. So he had to give them away. Totally understand. So that Game 7 is on a Sunday, and the Cardinals are playing their game. Kickoff. It was earlier kickoff. So anyways, I did the pregame, the postgame. All of a sudden, he goes, "Hey, Danny, the client can't make it for Game 7.
What?
I said, yeah. He goes, "You want the tickets?" I said, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
Because I told Landon, I said, "Look, clients are first."
Right, yeah.
So I was selling cars out there, and I got them, had them. So when got Landon, went back to the house, went too far from the stadium, Sun Devil Stadium, picked him up. We drove out there, avoided all the traffic.
Wow.
Parked in those days, $20, a lot of money to park.
Yeah.
Got in, walked to the stadium, It was I believe the top of the third. We got out there. The seats, I didn't realize this. We're in the pool. The pool area. Now, but the pool area. So they had food, they had seats, they had the whole 9 yards. And I didn't realize that all the tickets he gave away were the pool seats.
Oh, okay.
For his clients.
Yeah,
I'm just a salesman out there.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you what, Landon and I, what a joy that was to watch the World Series winning team from the pool area right there. And
how many times did you guys jump in the pool?
Oh, never. We didn't. Yeah, we were not going to jump in the pool. No, we were there to watch the game. And I will say this.
Yeah.
I will say this from that pool area, when Gonzo hit the base when he hit over Jeter,
right?
The cheer and the roar, that energy, you could feel it come through you all the way out at the pool.
Uh-huh.
Just amazing. So if you bide your time and you're humble and you're like, hey, if you can give them away, we're here. Thank you, Eric. Easy Eric Hill for that.
There you go. That is the pool story. Well, I was going to ask you if you were afraid somebody peed in the pool. That's why you never jumped in.
Say only a couple people were there, but once it got to the fifth inning, everybody was out of the pool, and there was nobody in the pool when Gonzo came
I'm
up.
sure of that. Oh yeah, everybody was totally dialed into the game. All right, let's get to the next home run. Here it is.
There's the 1-0. Swung on that. Is hit well towards the left field corner. It's got a chance, and it's gone. Gabby's fourth, a line shot right into the home bullpen. And the D-backs get a little breathing room. It's now a 4-1 Diamondback lead.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlights. Let's go to the post-game comments. Here's the skipper, Troy Lavala, talking about the game.
It was a great win. You know, this team comes in here. The Nationals are a good baseball team. They're managed well. They're just run well. You can feel it from across the field that they have an identity. They pounded the baseball for a couple of days. So for Michael to go out there and give us 7 innings the way he did and just attack the zone, he had a real good breaking ball on top of the command of a fastball. He did exactly what we needed. He gave us a chance to get some footing, catch our breath a little bit. We've been playing uphill baseball for the past couple of days. It was just a nice reverse of what we've been going through. And Corbin got us hit that home run, got us playing ahead. And then Gabby broke it open with that 2-run home run. And then we had some good situational hitting that helped us extend that lead. But overall, it was a big win. It's not easy to come in here after what we've been going through the past couple of days to refocus and reload. And we have an off day tomorrow, and I thought these guys, they did a great job. So overall, not satisfied with the series loss, but satisfied with how we came out today and responded and won a big baseball game.
All right, Manuch. Soroka, again, is that the best pickup that the Diamondbacks have had?
You know what? He really has been one of the biggest surprises I've seen around here in many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, you've been around many, many years. I mean, as far as a guy that's just I think Vargas for this year, guy that was with the Diamondbacks gone and back. But Soroka, the 7 innings, only 3 hits. I mean, only 3 hits for the leading scoring team in all of Major League Baseball speaks volumes. He had the 6 strikeouts, had the 2 walks. He only gave up the 1 dinger that he had, but very effective in 7 innings, 100 pitches, 63 strikes, now 3.28 ERA. He and Erod have really become
their go-to guys.
Their go-to guys in this starting rotation.
Here's Corbin Carroll after the game.
How important was this win to close out the series?
Yeah, you can't get swept. It's just it's not good. So to avoid that, that's important for sure.
All right, so now off day. It is a travel day. They begin the series on the East Coast against the Miami Marlins tomorrow. NBA action tonight. It is Game 3. The Knicks with a 2-0 lead. Here is Karl Anthony Towns about tonight's game.
Just something that starts in like our film, our practices, the way we talk with our coaches. Like everyone's on the same page, locked in, dialed in, focused on the same goal, and just take it day by day.
Is that something you can feel like as you're building on this run?
Yeah, you can feel it. You can see it. Everyone's just dialed in right now.
And he's right. Everybody is dialed in.
Yeah, they are. Their pace, I mean, you sit there and you see San Antonio down by 14. They come back and tie it up, but all of a sudden the Knicks are like, no big deal. We're all good.
Yeah, we're good.
And I thought what Mike Brown said in after the post game, he said, look, we knew they were going to make a run. They're just that good. But our guys kept their poise. But the thing that's impressive is the constant physicality that the Knicks are bringing. It's the constant pace, the constant ball movement, and not that San Antonio can't keep up with it, but I think it really starting to show its effect on Wemby and how physical and how much they're moving the ball with him.
It is game 3 tonight, and we'll be talking about it tomorrow. You know that. It's going to be highly entertaining. Okay, let's get to the National Hockey League Stanley Cup Finals. Wow is right. I've covered a lot of them. I've been in person at a lot of them. Manuch, I don't think in the first 3 games I can remember a Stanley Cup final first 3 games that have been as wild, as crazy, and as exciting as what I have seen.
So much for our low-scoring games.
Yeah, I got to talk to Steve Peters.
We'll talk to Steve tomorrow. NHL analyst. He's the telestrator, folks.
He is, yeah.
On ESPN, you see the names popping up and following the puck. And he was predicting low-scoring games, as I thought we were too. But I don't know. Talk about deep freeze. These goalies had some issues to deal with this last weekend.
All right, so in the game that took place just the other night in Las Vegas, it was a 4-0 lead for the Golden Knights. Uh-oh.
It's 2 on the board. And then Will Smith went after him. This season, Carolina won game 2 in overtime. Moving this one here, they come in. They score again, and they're right back in the game. Hall off a beautiful feed. Wow! It's 4-2 with 12:28 to go. Still on their heels a bit here. It's 4-2. They score from the wall. Jacob Slavin. This is incredible. Aho has it back with some space. Down low for Stahl. They're poking away. Players are in the net. They score! Carolina has tied it on a power play goal with 1:42 to go.
I'm telling you, it is absolute fire. So they go into overtime. Nobody can get the puck in the net. And then overtime number 2.
Howden still with possession. Over captain of the Moonshot Warriors, back to McNabb and across. Theodore missed. Off the yellow dasher, off the skate, and in the back of the net to win the game for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Reminds me of the Michael Jordan, Larry Bird commercial for McDonald's. Off the rafters, off the light, off the backboard, nothing. But same deal. That was the way that puck was bouncing around.
So Theodore, he shoots it up again just to clear it off the back dasher board there.
Yeah.
Comes back toward the net off the skate and scores. I mean, even think about that, because you got to remember now they changed out goalies. You know, they went from Anderson to Bussey.
Yep.
So Bussey, he's got to be thinking, I'm doing a hell of a job. Now, lo and behold, all the crowd goes nuts. He looks back. He doesn't realize that it came off his skate into what a great game. And to see Fernando Mendoza get the siren cranked up for those Vegas fans. But I would have never thought in my lifetime I'd see the Las Vegas Golden Knights up 4-0 and a team come back and score 3 goals in
37 seconds,
and then get a game-winning goal at the very end of regulation to tie that bad boy up. But the resolve of the Golden Knights to get that game-winning double overtime goal was just truly entertaining.
Today's Replay Rewind presented by Lerner and Rowe. Interact, need a check, just make one call, 602-977-1900, always at lernerandrowe.com. Again, it's Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all, 602-977-1900. So, is Jacoby Brissett on the field, or is he just hanging out watching? We're going to jump into all of that right now. The reason? Well, you know who's going to join us. Former NFL QB Rudy Carpenter coming up next. Right now, let you get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Max Brown. The D-backs avoided the series sweep with a 5-1 win over the Nationals on Sunday. Carroll opened the scoring with a solo home run. Moreno added the 2-run shot. and Soroka earned the win after allowing just 1 run over 7 strong innings. Arizona hits the road to begin a 3-game series against the Marlins on Tuesday at Lone Depot Park in Miami. First pitch is scheduled for 3:40 p.m. Arizona time, with pregame coverage beginning at 3 p.m. on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM and the Arizona Sports app. Soccer's biggest summer is here, and there's no better place to catch every match than Twin Peaks. Wall-to-wall TVs, made from scratch food, and ice-cold beer served at 29 degrees. Grab a $15 domestic bucket, a $5 22-ounce Michelob Ultra Draft, or the $7 Casamigos Spicy Margarita. Twin Peaks, the world's best sports bar.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Call 977-1900.
I work for the Arizona Department of Public Safety Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Unit. Any idea why I stopped you today?
No, sir.
I stopped you for distracted driving. Arizona law prohibits the use of electronic devices unless they're hands-free. Truck drivers see everything, except their blind spots. Cutting off a truck is like cutting off a freight train. It's dangerous, so stay focused on the road. Visit sharetheroadaz.com to learn how to drive truck smart.
Sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation and the Arizona Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Nobody handed parents a manual for raising kids with smartphones. But we're learning something important. Heavy social media use can affect kids' sleep, confidence, and mental health. And simply banning it isn't realistic. What parents can do is learn how to guide kids towards a healthier balance. The Cars for Kids parenting blog offers practical advice for parents to help their children succeed in a digital world. Visit carsforkids.org/parenting because smart kids need informed parents.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil and NFL quarterback Rudy Carpenter, who went 3-0 against that team in Tucson.
Deep ball again by Rudy Carpenter. He reads it in zone coverage to find the safety.
Rudy Carpenter now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. It's always good when we get Rudy on the show to talk some NFL football. Rudy, welcome, pal. As always, put on your agent hat for me first, because a couple of days of minicamp, Jacoby Brissett did not show up at any of the OTAs. He's trying to negotiate a new deal, but he is at minicamp, so he is considered a hold-in. If you were his agent, I know he doesn't have one, he's doing it himself, but if you were his agent, how do you advise him?
I mean, I personally don't think that he's really doing anything wrong. I would probably advise him just exactly what he's doing. You know, OTAs are not mandatory, so he doesn't have to come to those. I understand he's got to learn a new playbook and I understand it's frowned upon when a guy doesn't come, but I think that Jacoby Brissett, a guy in his position, there's no better time. He doesn't have, this is the most leverage he's ever had in his career to get a new deal. And I don't blame him trying to get that new deal. So, yeah, for him to not go to OTAs, show up to mini camp so he doesn't get fined because he's there, and then continue to try to negotiate a deal. If I was his agent, I think I would probably advise him to do the same thing. Now, with that being said, I have no idea how the talks are going. I have no idea if they're progressing or not progressing. If they're not progressing and the Arizona Cardinals are staunchly, saying we're not going to pay you any more money, no matter what you do, we're happy to go in a different direction. We're happy to start Carson Beck. We're happy to start, Gardner Minshew, so you can basically beat it. Then I don't know. Maybe I'd have to reevaluate. But if they are talking with him, if they are going back and forth, if there is some dialogue about adding some money to his deal or even adding some incentives, then I would continue to implement the strategy he's implementing.
And Rudy, to that point, I agree with you. I think that he's very well deserving of more than he's getting. With today, so if they bump him, let's say $5 million and add another incentive-laden contract, can you bump it up another $4 or $5 million in incentives as well to say maybe after it's all said and done, if he meets his incentives, he's about $15 to $20 million. Is that reality with some of these contracts nowadays?
I mean, I think I don't know exactly what his number is. Isn't his number like $7.5 million this year?
No, he's only making 4.9.
So a total number will be about 6.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally making backup money.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was Jacoby, I'd want to at least be making a base salary of, $10 million.
I would agree.
And then I'd probably want another, at the very least, $5 to $6 million in incentives.
Sure.
I mean, I might even, if I was him, be trying to make, somewhere in the neighborhood, 12 to 13 million, just based on what, starters are getting. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't think, him making, just under $5 million is really acceptable. So, yeah, I mean, I see where he's at. I would imagine he's probably looking to try to make somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 to $15 million this year.
Rudy, let me follow up then. If you're the Cardinals then, and he's
absolutely not.
Okay, yeah.
I'd be like, buddy, what's the difference between you, Carson Beck, and Gardner Minshew?
Yes, that was going to be my question.
I don't think that. Look, I've told you guys my situation with the Cardinals. My wife's an executive with the Cardinals. Like, she gets very upset when I, say anything. But I mean, look, like, I want the Arizona Cardinals to be a good football team. Do I necessarily think that, especially with the other moves the Niners and the Seahawks and the Rams have made, do I think that the Cardinals are, in a position to make a deep playoff push? Like, I don't really think so. And so because of that, I'm the Arizona Cardinals. I'm trying to save as much money as I can. I'm trying to stack draft picks. I'm trying to literally rebuild this team through the draft and through homegrown players. And I'm not sure that Jacoby Brissett is going to win you any more ball games than a combination of Carson Beck and Gardner Minshew. And I think on top of that, you have a real opportunity here. If the Cardinals could get lucky and strike gold with Carson Beck and actually find a franchise quarterback, which in my viewpoint, I don't see why it's so crazy to think. The guy's won a lot of games in college. He's seen a lot of defenses. He's thrown a lot of balls. He's been hit a ton. He's seen a ton of blitzes. He's seen a lot in his career so far. Not going to be super difficult for him, I guess. Well, it's difficult for anybody, but it's not going to be, crazy difficult for him to make the adjustment, I guess, is my point. If you could strike gold with Carson Beck and find a franchise quarterback in him, you literally can change your franchise by being able to hit on a rookie quarterback, on a rookie contract, on a third-round deal. and you can literally build out your team the next 4 or 5 years without having to pay a quarterback $250 million.
And Rudy, I echo the sentiments completely. So all that being said, as Jimmy has alluded to, so if you were Jacoby's agent and knowing that in the background that, hey, look, you got to have some kind of a drop dead date, would that be prior to training camp, knowing what you just said, that they may take this, okay, look, Jacoby, we're at an impasse, we let you go, whatever. But as far as negotiations, would the drop dead date be prior to training camp, or would you carry this into training camp?
If I'm them, I'm taking this all the way to the end. I imagine Jacoby's got some guaranteed money on his deal.
He does.
And so he's going to get paid either way. So I would be like, listen, I'm going to sit out until the very first game. And then if you guys want me to throw me out there and play, I'll go ahead and do that. Jacoby's played in enough games where he's gone out there enough times and just rolled out the ball to see what happened. Otherwise, if you want to pay me almost $5 million to be a backup, I'll happily stand here and eat sunflower seeds. But I'm not going to put my body and essentially my career in jeopardy by going out there and being your starting quarterback for backup dollars.
So, Rudy, the next we want to move on to the Brendan Sorsby story that came out this morning, that a judge in Texas has overruled the NCAA and incorporated a preliminary injunction that happened that prevents the NCAA from punishing Sorsby. Just want to get your thoughts on that. You represent so many college athletes, going into college and coming out of college, and obviously this thing is really raised the ire of the NCAA and really the eyebrows of a lot of people to see a judge from Texas, not a Texas Tech grad, that has ruled this injunction for Sorsby to come back and play this year.
I'm sure that judge is not a Texas Tech grad. I'm sure he's not influenced by anything. I'm sure he's like totally on the up and up. Like, give me a break.
Exactly.
But I'm as big of a scumbag as anybody else. And so at the end of the day, I guess the reason why I just don't care about this, is because, like, this is the NCAA's fault. This is what they get for kicking the can down the road year after year after year after year and not doing anything about any of this. This is their fault. They're a feckless, toothless organization. Ultimately, I think these conferences are going to have to decide if they want to even continue to be, quote unquote, ruled by the NCAA. That's just my viewpoint. I think at some point in time, they're just going to have to get rid of the NCAA. With that being said, I think also the Sorsby stories being so misrepresented. I don't think the guy has gambled on a game in a long time. I think this was a few years ago when he was a redshirting or a scout team quarterback at Cincinnati. I'm not saying it's right, but at the end of the day, I think it was a few years ago. So, he went to rehab or treatment when he's already gotten past this, which was a total scam in itself. To go, going to rehab, okay, whatever. I don't get it. And at the same time, you have to ask yourself, how is that information? How did the Sorsby gambling information even get out there? And how it got out there was because of the bitter Cincinnati program.
Yep.
They knew he was gambling. They knew this the entire time when he told them to kick rocks and go play on the freeway and that he was going to go to Texas Tech for $4 million more. They then released this information to the public. And so, to me, it's just the whole thing is just a complete, total, utter scam. And, at the end of the day, I don't really care because I want to watch the best product. I want to turn on college football and I want to watch the best college players playing the biggest programs and the big time games. And, unfortunately to me, I don't know. I'm just not bothered by these transgressions, I guess you could say. To me, it's what do you guys expect? We got alcohol promotions, marijuana promotion, gambling promotion, for paying kids all this money. And then it's we're surprised that a kid buys a Lambo and crashes it. Or we're surprised that a kid goes to a strip club and spends $20,000. I don't know. I guarantee you, I would have done all of the above had I been getting paid at Arizona State. And I guess you could have called me a bad guy, and I would have still been laughing all the way to the bank.
I'm with you on that. And
Bottom
we don't care if you're a scumbag or a bad guy. That's why we love you on the show. Thank you, Rudy.
I mean, I guess everybody's just different, but it's like when I was growing up, like I didn't want to be like Joe Montana. I wanted to be like Jim McMahon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that guy's cool, you know? And like, to me, it's like, I mean, what are we like, I mean, we're expecting football, we're expecting 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids who are football players getting paid millions of dollars now. Look, guys, just this weekend, okay? Just this weekend, I negotiated a deal for a kid to go to Cal Berkeley for 2 years, $1.4 million.
Wow.
He's a junior in high school right now. I negotiated another deal for a kid to go to Cal Berkeley, 2 years, $700,000. He's a junior in high school. I negotiated another deal for a kid last weekend to go to Oklahoma State for 1 year, $230,000. I mean, like, what do we think? These kids are going to be candy stripers? Like, I don't understand it. Like, I mean, come on, like these kids, like, I mean, come on, like, they're. Have you guys ever gone to Texas Tech or ASU and see the kind of people that walk around there, especially, and we're like surprised of like what's going on? I mean, like, I don't know. It's just give me a break. I don't get it.
And on top of that, the $20 million that hit this weekend to ASU, to your campus, is you had Kenny, pretty much promoting. We need $20 million. He got that $20 million this last weekend. So that just goes to show you, as he said, you got to put it out there if you're going to compete. As you mentioned, those guys are competing for your client.
Look, I mean, I'm just saying, every single kid I work with, the only thing them and their parents care about is how much.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's all they care about. They don't. I mean, it is what it is, right? And,
Sure.
And not only that,
sure.
Now you have college programs literally telling kids, if we're going to pay you that much money, you're going to come here and start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like they're guaranteeing kids starting position because they have no choice. It's like, listen, if I'm going to pay, if I'm a university, I'm going to pay you, a high school kid, $250,000, and you're a tight end. You're going to come to my school, and on day one, you're going to be the second highest paid tight end on my team. Well, I can't have you sit the bench. You have to play. And so to me, it's like, I mean, it's not like kids are talking about the education anymore. They're not talking about anything like that. It's like, how much money. And I'm just saying this, right? Like, let's use the kid that I got that signed for $1.4 million, right? Let's just say after taxes and spending, he spends half of it. Let's say he spends more than half. Let's say at 19 years old, he takes $500,000 and just puts it in some mutual funds, the stock market, right? Just some basic ones, right? A managed account. That $500,000 on the rule of 72, right, will literally be worth like $8 million by the time he's 65 years old.
Wow.
Like the kid literally can fund his entire retirement on $500,000 at 19. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I can't get like super upset for parents that are like, have that kind of thought process.
Do you negotiate starving co-hosts contracts as well, too, Rudy? I'm just.
I need help.
Yeah, it's crazy. All these kids make more money than me, and then they bitch about how much they got to pay in a fee. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Hey,
Negotiate your own deal.
Hey, Rudy, keep up the great work.
Man, you're on fire
You're doing a
today,
great job.
Rudy. Thank you, pal. Have a good day.
See you guys.
There you go. Rudy Carpenter. Whew, man. We teed him up, and he just hit the home run.
I might have.
You might have another throw
I
in
might
your
have a year of eligibility in K-State. Let me loosen up this bad boy. I might get $250,000.
Yeah.
Put in there for a couple years. I don't know.
Yeah.
Come with $500,000, $600,000, and I might be actually to retire.
We'd have to oil you up like
Oh.
the Tin Man in the Wizard of Oz.
Absolutely, man.
I'm telling you right
Get
now.
the WD-40 out. I'm ready.
Coming up a little on this day, some football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition. with great rewards.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get dad ready for the course with tailor-made TP5 golf balls. Buy 2 dozen TP5 or TP5X golf balls for $100. Need more ideas this Father's Day? We have gift cards in any amount, plus our online gift guide at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
If you want to witness the world's biggest soccer tournament in person, look no further than Twin Peaks. Enter the Twin Peaks Go for Gold giveaway, presented by Michelob Ultra and Casamigos. And you could be one of 5 grand prize winners who get the VIP treatment, plus travel and lodging for your chance to win unmatched views of the match. Visit TwinPeaksSoccer.com to enter and choose your host city. Entries close on June 14th, so don't wait. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Wright Toyota On This Day report. Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Rudy Carpenter just bringing it today. He was tremendous just a few moments ago. Manuch, a little on this day. What do you got?
I'm going to go back to 1969. Remember this day very, very well. Major League Baseball legend Mickey Mantle gives his farewell retirement speech during Mickey Mantle Day at Yankee Stadium, drawing 60,000 people for that one as the number 7 is retired. 1978, the late, great Bob Horner, College Player of the Year, is selected first in the free agent draft by the Braves. He would go straight to the major leagues.
Yeah.
The first number 1 overall pick to ever do so. And I know Bob, and God rest his soul, as he passed away a couple weeks ago, and condolences out to my good buddy Steve Michael, who is one of his best friends. Played with me at McClintock. Steve went on to play Major League Baseball. Was a right fielder for that 1977 ASU team that won the College World Series. Went right to it. I think he had like 3 days off. And went right to it, and he started to produce.
Yeah, he did right away.
Because you remember, coming out of your junior year in college baseball, which you can, you're probably 21-ish, maybe 22.
20, yeah.
And what a sweet stroke. Great guy. Played a lot of golf with him. Just one of the nicest individuals you'd ever meet. Very, very sad that he passed away. 2001, you remember this. The Shaq O'Neal, the Lakers tied the NBA record for the most blocked shots in an NBA Finals when he rejected 8 shots in Game 2 of the NBA Finals in 2001, a 98-89 victory over the 76ers. O'Neal tied 8 block performances by Bill Walton, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Patrick Ewing.
Do you know who has the all-time shot blocking for a single game? Because he was a solid player, but not a great
Dikembe Mutombo?
No.
Elmore
Smith.
Oh, wow.
Elmore Smith, 17 blocks in one game.
Man.
There you go. That is a little on this day. Let's get you to football at 50. It's presented by Wright Toyota. The right price, the right selection, always the right dealership. It's located in Scottsdale. Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard is where you can find them, and you can check out their full inventory of pre-owned certified vehicles under $15,000. Just go online, righttoyota.com. Again, that's righttoyota.com.
So, Jimmy B, as we mentioned here at Football 50, Brendan Sorsby's been granted a temporary injunction against the NCAA that could clear the way for him to play for the Red Raiders this year, even after the transfer quarterback was declared ineligible for wagering on college sports. So we got all that done, right?
Yep.
Well, today, a Texas judge, did I say Texas judge?
Mm-hmm.
A Texas judge granted Sorsby a preliminary injunction that prevents the NCAA from punishing him for violating its rules on sports gambling. So Judge Ken Curry ruled Sorsby's attorneys demonstrated he will suffer a probable, imminent, and irreparable injury if he's unable to play for the Red Raiders in 2026 and enjoined the NCAA from prohibiting Sorsby from practicing or playing this fall. Now, he's going to miss the first 2 games. Now, this all stems back. You look at the ineligibility from the NCAA when he had wagered approximately $90,000.
That's right.
On professional and college sports over 4 years, including 40 bets involving Indiana football when he was a freshman with the Hoosiers back in 2022.
Right.
Now, the NCAA denied Texas Tech's appeal for reinstatement on Friday. So Curry instead, did I tell you he's from Texas?
Yeah, you did breakfast that. Yeah. Ken Curry.
Ken Curry. He instead found in favor of Sorsby in another unprecedented decision. The NCAA is not very happy. Here's the NCAA's reading. They say the NCAA strongly disagrees with the court's ruling in case of the matter, which undermines and corrupts the integrity of the sports. The NCAA is committed to supporting student-athlete mental health, but must continue to aggressively defend against actions that defraud college athletics and threaten competitive integrity, such as betting on one's own sport. Did I mention the judge was from Texas, Jimmy?
You mentioned that.
He's not a Texas Tech grad.
No, he's not that. No.
Yeah, and he lives 300 miles away from Lubbock, Texas.
But he's in Texas.
Yeah.
I got you.
The unbelievable. We'll have more on this in hour number 2.
You got it. Hey, coming up, we're going to switch our attention to the NBA game tonight. Game 3 of the finals. Suns Wall of Fame and TV analyst Tom Chambers is going to join us right here at the top of the hour, roughly about 5 minutes from right now. You won't want to miss it. We're coming right back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Bad driving habits are hard to break, but good driving habits are easy to form, especially when they can lead to a discount on your auto insurance. With Farm Bureau Financial Services, the safer you drive, the more you save. Drivers like you are saving an average of $351 per vehicle. So buckle up, learn more, and find an agent at fbfs.com/save. Individual savings results may vary. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
It's back. Employee pricing. Yep, we pay what Ford employees pay at our Desert Ford dealers. Hey, Paul Calvisi here, man. Do not miss employee pricing across a full lineup of trucks and SUVs. Hey, Ford has been part of this country's story for more than a century, and Ford will help drive America forward for the next 250 years to come. You take that 2026 Ford F-150, work truck, or weekend warrior, Ford has a powertrain fit for the job. And remember, Ford is the #1 selling truck brand in Arizona. And right now, get employee pricing plus $8,000 cash back on a 2026 F-150 and Ford Explorer and 2025 Ford Maverick and Bronco. Employee pricing and $1,000 cash back while it lasts at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com. Based on S&P Global Mobility Retail U.S. new vehicle registrations for the truck vehicle type CYTD October 2025.
Wolf here, and if neck or back pain is slowing you down, you need the team that the teams trust. Desert Institute for Spine Care. These guys are the undisputed leaders in minimally invasive and endoscopic spine surgery, recognized across Arizona and around the world for their expertise. They helped me get back to life, and I believe they can do the same for you. So if you're having neck or back pain, go see my friends at DISC. Desert Institute for Spine Care online at sciatica.com.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
Johnson has an iron will as he drives against Bryant. Little razzle dazzle. Backs in. Scoots in right-handed off the glass. Oh, what a sweet move from Jalen Brunson.
Thank you to ABC for the highlight right there. Welcome back, everybody. Second hour, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Hanging out at ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2 and the Arizona Sports app. Tom Chambers is our guest, longtime player. He's on the Suns Wall of Fame and longtime TV analyst. Okay, so if I were Kenny Atkinson, the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, I could be on this microphone right now and say, analytically, we have won these first 2 games. So please take me to the guys who play the games tonight, Tom. Tell me what you think is going to happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, New York has been so impressive. What have they won, 12 in a row in the playoffs?
13.
15. I mean, they're rocking and rolling. They've become tougher. You know, Karl Anthony Towns doesn't look soft anymore. I mean, his holes in his game seem to have gone away. He's playing really good defense. He's rebounding the basketball. He's getting inside. He's not just settling for 3-point shots. I mean, Mikal Bridges, who had a horrible regular season, in my opinion, has just become a stud in the playoffs. And obviously, Jalen Brunson is a stud. And he don't take stuff off nobody. He's not afraid of it at the moment of anything inside. So I just like the direction they have right now. And they just look tough. I mean, even though when they're not shooting the ball well, they just always feel like they can get themselves back in the game, and they've proven that they can do that exact thing.
And I agree with you, Tom, but also when I watch this bench and the production off the bench, and I think what you alluded to is the constant pace, the constant physicality that this team has brought, even though they're up by 14 or they're down by 14, whatever. Have they played this way the entire year? And has this been something new through the playoffs for the Knicks?
No, it's something new, I believe. Well, I was feeling bad for Mikal Bridges during the regular season. He couldn't buy a basket. Karl Anthony Towns was being criticized heavily because he was soft. He just was shooting 3-point shots. I mean, they were being ridiculed during the regular season, and they positioned themselves well. But, man, in the playoffs, they have just taken it to a whole nother level, and you love that. You know, and you got to give Mike Brown some credit, too. I mean, this guy has also been talked about and, you know, was out of coaching for a long time, and he can't coach the big games, but I think he's been masterful in what he's gotten out of these guys. So not only are they buying in offensively, which they've struggled at to shoot the ball at times, but their defense has been crazy. And you get a guy like Josh Hart who goes and gets 15 rebounds, and you get, you know, Giannobi who comes in there and plays stellar defense and now picks up his scoring to 20 points a game. So I love what I'm seeing out of New York, but do I feel like it's a given yet? No, I don't feel like it's a given. I've seen it in San Antonio too. But one thing I always say is teams never do it their first time in. And San Antonio, this is their first time in for everybody. They look like they could prove everybody wrong in the OKC series, and they maybe still could. And maybe right now they're just saying, let's do something nobody else has ever done. And are they capable of doing that? Yes. And will it be an uphill battle? For sure. But I'm looking forward to the game, and I think that they will respond.
I'm with you 100%. I don't think it's over yet either. However, I'll ask you, are they too young to make that yet? It is their first time in for this crew, but are they just too young where the Knicks have older guys on the team who have been through this?
Well, I mean, it's a good point, but that being said, we didn't think they were too young when they were kicking the stink out of Oklahoma City.
Well, that's fair.
You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what? And going into this series, everybody picked San Antonio to crush New York. So New York, you just got to give them a lot of credit for what they're doing. I believe San Antonio can get it done. I mean, they've got some young guys in Harper, Vassell, and Castle that play really, really good defense. They got some veterans, obviously, with Barnes and Fox that could play better. So I believe they can step it up, and they've got the leadership voices, although Wembanyama seems to be the only guy talking in their huddles. So, but he's got to perform better as well. I mean, there's times where he could be more, I don't know, what do you say?
Demonstrative?
Yeah, on the defensive end, he could be there. That guy can block any shot he wants at any time he wants. And you know, the other guys on the team just aren't going to do it. So he's got to assert himself and really be that guy that just protects the rim. Because Jalen Brunson's not going to be pulling for threes. He's going to be trying to get around the paint, and I think that Wembanyama can make a huge difference in that.
You know, it's at halftime, Charles was sitting there talking about that Wembanyama, as you mentioned, was in shock. And Shaq's going, what do you say? What do you mean he's in shock? This is his third year. I mean, he kept talking about that in shock, the panic, whatever. So when you watch Wembanyama, you know, there's the good things you talked about right there, Tom. But what is it you didn't see as that game 2 evolved?
Well, I mean, I saw what I saw in Oklahoma City when he had a couple bad games, and then Shea was the MVP, and look what happened. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, the guy goes for 40 and 20 and 10 or something, you know what I mean? So I know he can do that. I don't know that his body can do that every single game, but I'll tell you what, he's such a freak athlete. He can do so many things for that team. And when he's coming at you, there's really not a whole lot you can do. He's got to come at people. But he has allowed, and you got to give credit to Carl Anthony. You got to give props to, you know, Mitchell Robinson, too. I mean, he's done a nice job of slowing him down. So those guys, I mean, their whole defense is going after him. Other guys have to make shots, make it easier on Wemby. But Wemby, when you throw the ball up in the air, he's the only guy that can go up and get it. He's the only one. Early in the series, I thought that they let Hartenstein just hold him and grab him, and Mitchell do the same thing, hold him and grab him. I think the refs have cleaned that up a little bit. So he's just got to go out and have a great game.
I find it interesting that there hasn't been, at least in the first 3 games, the amount of bitching about the officiating like what we saw in the conference championship games. In watching the games, what changed, or are players just more dialed into playing the game instead of complaining about the game?
Well, they've adjusted. You know, the officiating in the playoffs has always been different. It really has. And, you know, as long as it goes both ways, you know, both teams are getting the same calls. I don't think anybody has any room to bitch and moan about it. And I think it's been that way. I think they've cleaned it up a little bit to where they're not letting just guys just hold jerseys and hold hands and hold arms and stuff like that. You got to put your hands up and move your feet. And if you do that, they're going to let you get away with a lot. I mean, you put your body somewhere in front of somebody, they go straight up, they're going to let it go. And that's what they should be doing in the playoffs.
You know, you talk about this Knicks teams, and we talk about the bench a little bit with McBride, but Landry Shamet, what this kid has done. and I mean, he's just, you know, they bring guys off the bench, the moves that the general manager made to get these guys there. You talked about Josh Hart, just some of the unsung heroes for this Knicks team, Tom.
They really do. Guys that don't fill up the statue, except yet Landry Shamet shooting better than anybody in the playoffs. You know? and he's a guy that, you know, nobody really wanted because he just was never consistent. And for whatever reason, you know, really, really special. Just an absolute sniper out there. And with the team, when you got Brunson and you got Karl-Anthony Towns and even Mikal Bridges and OG, you know, he's going to be left open in the corner, and he's killing them if they're leaving him, because he's the one guy you wanted to leave open. Now he's the one guy that you cannot leave open.
Do you expect the NBA draft and then free agency just to be crazy with a lot of different people? Look, I know Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to set the tone whenever a deal is done for him. But when you look at what the Western Conference is today, Tom, and how the Suns can kind of climb in to be somewhat really competitive against the top teams. How do you view that here in the offseason?
Well, I don't know what's actually going to happen. I would love to get, and I talked to you guys about this before, an enforcer type. Yeah. A guy who protects the basket, even whether he's blocking shots or not, he's gobbling up rebounds. People are looking over their shoulder because they don't want to get knocked on their back. I mean, we don't have that type of a guy. We've got some tough guys. We've got some physical guys. But I want that guy. I want that guy that is going to really make a difference on the defensive end, beating people up and with their physicality. So we need to look for somebody like that, in my opinion. Obviously, we need to sign Colin and we need to sign Goody and Mark Williams has to be signed. So we've got to we're going to have a full roster, but can moves be made? Absolutely. So I expect small things to happen, not large things, but I would like to see a big body in there.
It's interesting you bring that up, Tom, because, if whoever wins this, they've got the big men down low, got the physicality from the Knicks to that point. Then last year, think about OKC winning it, the two big guys down low and the physicality that they had. Aside from that, if they get that piece or two, to your point, are the ancillary pieces or the surrounding pieces for whoever that individual there for this Suns team to make that next jump?
I thought so. Early in the season, we talked about it. This team was kicking butt. The Phoenix Suns, they were kicking butt. And Mark Williams was out a lot of those games, and obviously Jalen Green wasn't even playing. So we saw what this team's capable of doing. Those two guys, when they came back full-time, should have made the team better, and yet the team struggled a little bit. So we've got to figure out how to get them together because they really haven't played together that much. I mean, I think what we were talking in the playoffs, this team, the starting five projected at the start of the season had played like 5 games or started like 5 games all season. So that's something, and I hate to talk about injuries, but I believe Jalen will be healthy. I believe Mark is in a position now to be healthy for an entire season. I like those guys a lot to go along with the toughness of the guys we have and obviously Booker. So this team's going to compete if no moves are made, if guys are just healthy. In my opinion, they can be right up there. I believe they would have been with being healthy in the 5th or 6th spot in the division or in the conference. So I just hope that they stay. A lot of them stay together and they play together. They're obviously in the gym already playing. We're not supposed to talk about that, but the whole team is there and wants to get better.
That's why we love you on the show.
We can't talk about that. Wink, wink, air quotes.
Hey, what do you got cooking right now at the ranch? Hot weather's here. Does that mean more work for you?
Well, this ranch on top of the mountain in Utah right now is about 65 degrees, so I don't think it's too hot for me.
Oh, my God.
I'm up here at 8,700 feet in the summer with the horses and the kids, the grandkids, and so no, it's I'm just sitting out here on the porch in my sockies and looking over everything. But it's in about a half hour we're gonna need a sweatshirt and a campfire. So we're not looking like it is in Arizona right now.
Well, man, it's gonna be pushing 110 this weekend. Yeah. So I'll be out there. I'll be out there with all those quarterbacks. I'll just think of where you're at. So maybe that'll cool me down when I'm out there with those quarterbacks. 115 outside.
I'll send you a picture, and you'll be a little bit jealous of my stockies in the mountain over there. Okay?
Yeah, I love you too, Tom.
Yeah, that's why we love having you on, Tom. Thank you, brother. You have a great day. It's always good to catch up with you.
All right, thanks.
There you go. That's Tom Chambers, everybody. And he just schools us.
8,700
I'm up here. Yeah, I'm up here at the ranch and the mountain.
Cool 65 degrees. It'd be chilly. Hey, if in the summertime, if it's 95, that's chilly for us. That's sweater weather. But when you push 110 and he's up there. So what I used to do, Jimmy, to help cool me down besides the ice towel and all that, I'll think of those cool Buffalo winters or that Flagstaff weather. And mentally, I'm cooled down for about 3 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't you have a hat that has fans in it?
I got a hat that's got fans. It's a big sombrero type thing. I got fans. I make it charged up. I got ice towels. I got paramedics on hand just in case.
You need them for me, that's for sure. All right, a quick timeout. When we come back, we're going to dive into the Diamondbacks a little bit. They finally got a win against the Nationals. Travel day today. They begin a series on the East Coast against the Miami Marlins beginning tomorrow. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. OD's, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Across the country, opioid overdose deaths are going down, but in Arizona, they're rising. And it's not just opioids. Deaths linked to meth, cocaine, and kratom are increasing too. This is a crisis, but it's one we can change. Honest conversations about drug risks can save lives. Be part of the solution. Visit talknowaz.com for tools and resources. Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
The 0-2 swung on that. It's cranked out to deep right center field. Young going back, looking up, and that ball is gone. A pull shot for Carroll. His 10th of the season, and the D-backs jump out to an early 1-0 lead. Nothing better than a pull shot. All right, everybody, we are back. Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight of Corbin Carroll's dinger last night. Hey, they got a win finally against the Nationals. Now, off day, it's a travel day. They will begin an East Coast series starting in Miami tomorrow.
Yeah, they lost 7 out of the last 10. Not good.
Nope.
Even with that win yesterday, they were outscored in the series 21-7. We had talked about this Nationals team as the highest scoring team in the National League. They're also the highest scoring opponent in the National League as well, too. So you lose 7 out of 10 to the Diamondbacks. You get outscored 21-7. They were due to win that game. And you look at Soroka. What a great game he had. You look at the innings he had, the things that he did. Those are some things you need from a guy to kind of shut down a team like this Guardians team. The one thing, though, that a little concerned, Corbin Carroll's he's consistent. He's hot. Hits home runs the right field, the left field. Hits triples, leading the National League in triples.
It's the best there.
I mean, just to watch him run is just absolutely the best. But the guy that I think we may have to highlight for all the wrong reasons, even though he had a game-winning dinger against the Dodgers just a few games ago, over the last 5 games, Ketel Marte, from June 2nd through the 7th, he's batted 105, 2 for 19 with the 1 home run, as we mentioned, only 2 RBIs and 1 run scored with a 200 slugging percentage. Okay. So you look at that, and they were boasting how over a 3-week run, his batting average had popped to 267, like almost 60 points.
Right.
Okay. But since then, it's dropped almost 20 points, now hitting 246.
Okay.
On base percentage has gone to 300, and his slugging percentage is down to 443. Leading the charge is Corbin Carroll at 553. The story I'm trying to paint here, Jimmy B, is that they've got to get more consistent play out of Ketel Marte if he's going to be the leadoff batter. Now, I think the key is the reason why Corbin Carroll has been batting second, Marte leading off, is the opportunity to get on. But he has really waned, I really think, in that leadoff role. So I'll be very curious to see. Diamondbacks are off today. 3-game series on the road against the Marlins, and then 3 games against the Reds. So the 6-game road swing to see if that they shuffle the deck and put Marte and flip the script. I like Corbin Carroll as leadoff. Makes hard contact. Talked about the triples. He's got the power, the 10 home runs. And if you move Marte down, maybe that takes some of the pressure off of him to try to get on base and allow him, or maybe you move somebody else and maybe you move him down to the 3rd spot, and maybe you move one of the younger guys up in the box that's that can hit and run. It's got more speed. But if you look at that, I think really Ketel Marte is really one of those. If he's going to be hit and miss, pardon the pun, all year long, that is not good. I mean, that is not good. They need him to get back to all-star status on a consistent basis. That a guy that needs to be right around 300 with his hitting and the kind of stroke that he has, I really feel on a yearly basis, if he's going to be considered an all-star second baseman again.
You're going to give him a couple days rest?
Well, what rest does he need? You could do this. You could put him at DH, and you put somebody else over there at second base. You could put Vargas at second base. You could put Fernandez at second base. You could do that too if you feel he wants to just get his swings in and do something to that effect. I just think that the inconsistencies right now hurt the top half of the lineup. Now, Gabby Moreno hitting a lot better. The home run that he had.
He had one yesterday.
He's up to 255. He's becoming more consistent because he's healthy. And he's playing on a regular basis. He's handled the staff very, very well. He's an excellent battery mate. I think you got Nolan Arenado at 3rd base. He's contributing. He's not going to be that guy.
He's not going to be the Arenado of a few years ago. He's not that.
Of Colorado and with the Cardinals.
Right.
But it really is, it's the bottom half, I think, that hurts his team. And Torey Lovullo talked about that, I think, right during the LA Dodgers series, that they need that bottom half to basically contribute more. And he also talked about not getting the production out of Jerry Perdomo at that 3rd spot. Now, the last few games since he's moved down to the 7th spot, he's been more productive. He had 2 hits yesterday. His batting average is up to 237. Now, he was in a funk. He seems more comfortable there than at the number 3 spot. Maybe he felt, man, I got to produce at number 3. And you saw him swinging at a lot of bad pitches.
Right.
Where the great year he had last year, he was very selective. He was patient. So I don't know. Maybe guys are learning how to pitch to him, and he's frustrated. But maybe these last 5 or 6 games, he's somewhat settled down that number 7 spot to be more selective, to not have that kind of pressure. But you need him to be more productive. But beyond that, the Groover kid that came up, the first baseman in Vargas, didn't do much. Tommy Troy had the 1 run scored. By the way, how about Tommy Troy's catch down the left field line?
You like that?
Oh.
That was really a nice athletic play.
That kid, he's quick.
Yeah.
And he came up as a second baseman. He was more of a second baseman at Stanford. But, I think ever since he misplayed that one, was it against the Dodgers second game?
Right.
He came in on it, really didn't need to dive, and the ball went right by his glove. He seems like he's got a lot of work in the outfield.
Well, I think he's got the jitters out, too.
And that's true. That's true as far as, coming in as an outfielder versus playing an infielder. But a couple things, I think the bottom half has really got to start to come alive. And then you got your usual suspect, but Soroka, 7 innings pitched, only gave up 3 hits. Only 3 hits on the leading scoring team in the National League by Ginkel and Clark to come in and shut that door down. Pretty impressive. A much-needed win, Jimmy B, before they go on the road.
For me, he has been the most pleasant surprise of anybody on the lineup. Look, when they picked him up, the conversation was, well, he's always hurt, because that was his MO. When he came from Baltimore, it was always on IR. So this has just been terrific. I don't think people questioned his skill level. It wasn't that he just couldn't get in the lineup and stay in the lineup. But since he has been in the lineup for the Diamondbacks, the dude has really pitched well.
Yeah, and it's interesting how you even though they're paying him very well, you might take a flyer on somebody, and maybe they did. Maybe they thought, hey, look, if he can stay healthy, we can really get a lot out of this young man. Unlike Shelby Miller, when he comes for the trade for Dansby Swanson, when he came out in the draft, here's a guy, that being Shelby Miller, that's an all-star for the Atlanta Braves. You make the move, you're going, hey, we got an all-star coming. I was very disappointed because the Cardinals traded him to the Braves. Then he came here, and I'm touting to Rock, hey, he's solid. He was an all-star. He's a Cy Young potential. And to your terminology or vernacular, he pooped the bed.
He did.
Now, he came back, as out of the bullpen and pitched very well last year for this team out of the bullpen. But I look at this and you just kind of go, you look at Soroka right now, and you look at his ERI, as I just mentioned, 3.28, 8-3 right now, leading the staff. Erod's at 5-2. He gave up some big runs in the loss to the Guardians. Soroka might be that ace, but he and Erod are the guys, at least at this point, somewhat leading the charge for that staff.
So I just took a quick glance up. We're in studio today at the television monitor, and ESPN is all over the NBA game for tonight between the Knicks and Spurs in New York. Manuch, the lines are like 5 and 6 blocks long.
Easy.
It is unbelievable what fans are having to go through to get into the Garden tonight.
Have you ever been to an event where either a president is speaking or he's speaking near where you're at? It is the security. I'll never forget this. I'll never forget this. I'm at K-State my junior year.
Yeah.
Gerald Ford came to speak at Ahern Fieldhouse. You know Ahern Fieldhouse?
Yes.
So for like 3 or 4 days, they're scouring the gym. Within about and the gym is right by the student union.
Yes.
So the student union's maybe, I'm going to say 50 yards from Ahern Fieldhouse. And oh my gosh, for 3 or 4 days, you were kind of siphoned in the student union. If you had classes, like I had classes in Ahern Fieldhouse, coming and going. Matter of fact, the 2 days prior to, they canceled classes. They didn't want anybody coming through Ahern Fieldhouse. And that's where I went, wow. And then we see snipers on top of Ahern Fieldhouse.
The building, yeah.
And then there was a couple of snipers across the street on there's like a convenience store right there.
Okay.
So they are thoroughly, so I can imagine when Trump coming downtown.
Yeah.
Would you say it's probably a mile square radius?
Right now, where the only way you can even approach it is if you have a ticket for tonight's game.
And you were mentioning that the ticket prices have waned on the secondary
market. They have
market.
dropped from 10,000 down to around 3,800.
And just for you folks, that's a secondary market, which is a huge markup per se. But they were, as of yesterday until today, $10,000 just to get to the nosebleed.
That's it.
And $100,000.
Oh, you got that in your wallet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If you got that kind of money, you know what? God bless you. I mean, $100,000 to go watch a game. I just go put a down payment on a new house for crying out loud, or go down to the local food bank and contribute. That's just amazing. But I wonder what that number is going to be as well too. But to your point, Jimmy B, yeah, the Trump's creating a what do you call that? A chink in the armor, so to speak, fly in the ointment.
A lot of people are upset that he's there.
It's interesting that even Stephen A. Smith said, hey, for the sake of the fans, and he's a fan.
Yeah.
Hey, look, for the sake of the fans, just don't come because it it disrupts the enjoyment,
the experience
of what these fans are going through. That they've waited some 53 years to win a championship, 27 since they've been to the finals.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of them are bemoaning the fact versus the guy coming to watch the game per se.
And it's not a question of Republican or Democrat.
It's
just that the press is going to show up, which changes the entire dynamic.
They quoted one New York Knickerbocker fan at Die Hard. He's like, "Yo, bro, I love you, but this is our time, man.
Yeah.
This is our time. I mean, when's the last time you've been to a Knicks game?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, and it's because I love you, but anytime you're but ... you know they're not happy.
You know it's coming down the road. Speaking of coming down the road, I cannot wait. Oh, Phooey, I hope you've been listening to the show, pal, because you and I are going to rumble. And I've got it all set up, and it's coming in our next segment. That's right. We're going to do a little fact or Phooey. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Let's get you right now to an ESPN Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Max Brown. The D-backs avoided the series sweep with a 5-1 win over the Nationals on Sunday. Carroll opened the scoring with a solo home run. Moreno added a 2-run shot, and Soroka earned the win after allowing just 1 run over 7 innings. Arizona hits the road to begin the series against the Marlins on Tuesday at Lone Depot Park in Miami. First pitch is scheduled for 3:40 p.m. with pregame coverage beginning at 3 p.m. on 98.7 FM and the Arizona Sports app. Soccer's biggest summer is here, and there's no better place to catch every match in Twin Peaks. Wall-to-wall TVs, made-from-scratch food, and ice-cold beer served at 29 degrees. Grab a $15 domestic bucket, a $5 22-ounce Michelob Ultra Draft, or the $7 Casamigos Spicy Margarita. Every goal, every match, every celebration, it all goes down at Twin Peaks, the world's best sports bar.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get Dad ready for the course with tailor-made TP5 golf balls. Buy 2 dozen TP5 or TP5X golf balls for $100. Need more ideas this Father's Day? We have gift cards in any amount, plus our online gift guide at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
The best defense is a good offense at Studs Against Bugs. Our Tri-Guard technology attacks pests at the source and keeps a barrier around your home year-round. Scorpions, shut down. Ants, benched. Spiders, game over. Right now, new customers get their first treatment for just $99, a $229 value. No contracts. Call or text 480-670-4529. Or visit studsagainstbugs.com. Studs Against Bugs, defending the valley one home at a time.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
It's time for Fact or Phooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Phooey. Phooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now, here's ABC 15's Craig Phooey.
Always great when we have an opportunity to do Fact or Phooey and we get Phooey on the show. But before we begin with Fact or Phooey, Manuch,
yes,
listen up.
Okay.
Phooey, I've got $20 in my wallet. I rarely carry cash at all anymore. I've got $20. I'm going to stop by the station. I'll give it to you. You take it to your owners and have them pay that damn DirecTV bill so that I can watch you.
I can listen, Jimmy B. I can guarantee you I have nothing to do with it.
I know.
That is the sports gods way ahead of me. Now, I will tell you this, for $20,
yeah,
I will gladly run out to Walmart or Target and get you an antenna, an indoor antenna to plug into your back of TV, because this is on ABC.
Yes.
This is network, and the signal comes off South Mountain. So if there's any way that little antenna, which I have 3 of them in my extra bedrooms at home, I could even get you one, and you can plug it into the coax joint in the back of your TV, and you will get a perfectly clear HD picture on ABC tonight. It is not that hard.
Oh, man. I was so frustrated. I know you can, brother. I was so frustrated the other day.
He didn't get the memo.
It's on network.
Yeah,
it's on network.
Yeah.
Well, he's got that direct.
All you need is a little rabbit ear. Remember the rabbit ears?
Yeah.
Remember rabbit ears?
Yeah, do I have
these
to
are not
put
even
tinfoil on it, too?
No, these aren't even like that. They're just a little flat piece of plastic that gets the antenna for like 60 miles. You plug it into your coax in the back of your TV, turn on antenna, do a scan real quick, and you'll probably get, like I get at home, 136 channels off the antenna.
Yep.
And all the network channels, 3, 5, 10, 12, 15, are all in perfectly clear HD.
And Coach, I get 34, so I have no issues whatsoever.
When do you get off the air?
You know what? Exactly. Here's the thing. He could barely turn a computer on how to navigate.
That is true.
So you think what you just said, he'll be there for 3 hours. The game will be over by
No,
the
no,
time he gets there.
it takes literally like 5 minutes. Well, it takes longer to unpack it out of the box because they wrap it in such tight plastic. But once it's out of the box, it literally takes less than 5 minutes to plug it in, and then it automatically does its thing. You do a search for channels, and boom, there you go.
Why do they always blame you, Coach?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody does.
You know what? A funny story. Years ago, when HD was just coming in, this was like 2 decades ago.
Yep.
They would take down our tower on South Mountain to do maintenance during the NBA Finals.
What?
Oh yeah, and I'd get a million phone calls and emails from people just furious with me, and I'm like, I don't know why they do that. I don't understand it. It's like they're on a schedule. Every station has a schedule they have to keep up with it. So that lasted like, I think it was 2 NBA Finals, 2 years. And finally, I squawked loud enough to say, don't do it.
Oh, wow.
Well,
that's incredible.
He's been barking for almost a week. He had to get it off his chest, Coach. So now I think
there's an antenna. It's literally 1999.
We told him the same thing, Coach. We told him the same thing. So
easy peasy, 136 channels. You don't ever need any streaming service again.
I love you like a brother, pal. Here we go. All right. Fact or Phooey. Number 1, we will begin. Of course, Manuch has it labeled as number 4, but we will start with number 1 because Manuch writes the questions.
That's right.
Jacoby Brissett's reporting he's at minicamp, hasn't signed anything. So what is he doing? Is he a hold in, a hold out? What do you expect out of him in training camp? Because the deal will be worked out with him before training camp begins.
Thank you,
Fact or Phooey?
Holy cow, there's a lot there to unload.
I know.
Because that was like 5 questions in one.
Let me dumb it down.
Here's the deal. No, here I got it. You don't have to dumb it down for me. I got it. Here's the deal. Brissett is at risk of losing about $107,911 if he doesn't show up. So when you're making 1.5 guaranteed, you don't want to lose
$100,000 for not showing up mandatory minicamp. So all he has to do is be there. He may not practice. I haven't heard if he's practicing or not yet. I haven't looked at the X Twitter feed yet. But he's there, like Josh Sweat, because he doesn't want to get fined. And will they settle before training camp? I'm not sure. But they'll, word we got from Josh Weinfuss last week is they're a long ways apart. They're a long ways apart. So whether or not they come to terms is going to be different. And I can argue both sides of the coin on this one, right? If I'm Jacoby Brissett and I got $1.5 million guaranteed out of a $4.9 million deal, I want to get paid like a starter. If somebody said you're the starter going into 2026, I want to get paid more money. Now, am I going to get 40, 45, 50? No, but I'd like to get 15, 10, 12, 15, 20 if I could. Now, if I'm the Cardinals on the other side, they don't have to do anything. He's under contract.
Sure.
They don't have to do a dang thing, right? So, Jacoby, we went 1-11 with you at the helm. 1-11, right? You started 12 games. We won 1 game. Yep. So what are you talking about, dude? So I can also see his argument with Gardner Minshew comes in at a $5 million contract to come in as a backup. So, yeah, I get both sides of the coin here, and I think they'll get something settled by the time they get to camp.
All right, Coach, to kind of piggyback off that, Jacoby Brissett's reporting to minicamp will solidify him as QB1 for the Cardinals, fact or phooey?
No, phooey on that. He's got to go out and practice, right? He's got to be there. He can't just be there. He can't just show up and go to meetings and stand on the sidelines. He's got to go out there and be there. And we haven't seen him yet with Mike LaFleur's offense. So, I'm sure he's been studying the playbook and working out. I'm not worried about that. But it's different when you get out there with a new team, new guys, and your new signals, new huddle, new line of scrimmage offense, all that thing. Cadence is all new. So he's not going to solidify anything this week other than be there and avoid $108,000 in fines.
I got to imagine, Coach, that Jacoby Brissett's got to be really careful here. I mean, he's really looking to gift horse in the mouth, as you mentioned. Yeah. At some point, there's got to be somebody's going to blink. And then if the Cardinals, if he blinks first, the Cardinals, to your point, could be very satisfied to move on with Minshew, Beck, and Slovis from that point.
Well, yeah, I've seen practice with Gardner Minshew and Carson Beck and Keaton Slovis. I've seen those guys. Gardner Minshew is an exciting guy to be around. He's excited to practice, right? He's out there in shorts and T-shirts, but he's playing football. So he's thrilled to be there. And when you look at the stats between those two guys over their careers, they're about the same guy, right? Jacoby's obviously taller and heavier, but in terms of statistics and what they've done in their career, about the same.
Yeah.
So Jacoby Brissett, I think, has started 65 games in his career, and he's 20-45. So he's not exactly lighting things on fire when it comes to winning football games.
All right, continuing with Factor Phooey number 3, the Diamondbacks. They've lost 7 of their last 10.
Yeah.
They will need Ketel Marte to step up more on a consistent basis if they have any chance at a wild card spot this year. Factor Phooey.
Well, they need everybody to step up. They're 3-7, as you said, in their last 10. They just got beat up by the Nationals. They split with the Dodgers, which is impressive. They're still in the hunt in the wild card. They're sitting the wild card chase. They're sitting pretty well there, third, tied up with the Phillies. So listen, they're in good shape. I guess they're 1 game behind the Phillies, but anyway, they're in good shape. Ketel Marte is one of many that has to step up on a regular basis from starting pitching. You look at Zach Gallen and what he's not been able to do this year. Corbin Burns now with a setback. He may not be out till September. But you got other guys. And I know that the whole thing about Ketel Marte started circulating again last week when he sat out against the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani. He's played 61 games. So, it's not like the guy is shying away from playing, but they've all got to step up and perform at a high level. And that's what you have to do. You can't go 3-7 against the Dodgers. Because remember, it was just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about how they went 11-13 against the Rockies and Giants. So now you get some better competition. They're not playing as well. So it's the ebbs and flows of a season.
All right, Coach, question number 4. So far, the Knicks' pace of the game and physicality on Spurs center Victor Wembanyama has been the main factor in winning the first 2 games. Fact or phooey?
Well, it's sort of a factor. I think their physicality is what's doing it. Their pace is different, but Karl Anthony Towns has been phenomenal. Jalen Brunson's got to step up, right? He's Mr. Clutch at the end of a game, and he's been anything but in the last couple of games. So he's got to play well throughout the game. But this Knicks team is really good. They've got a veteran coach. They've got a veteran team, and they're just playing on fire. It's going to be tough for the Spurs to go into New York, and especially with the crowd they're going to have there and all the hoopla that surrounds that at Madison Square Garden. It's going to be a tough one for them tonight. I could easily see the Knicks getting game 3 and then sweeping it on Wednesday, but you never know. Wemby's a great player. He's going to step up. I think he's putting a little too much on his shoulders, right? He's taking the blame for the whole team, but he's got to play better. If you're an alien like that out of France, you have got to play better, right? You're going to put that team on your back. You better carry it. And he just hasn't been there. He just looks young. He looks inexperienced. He looks confused at times.
All right, last one. Here we go. So much for defense in the Stanley Cup Finals between the Canes and the Knights. It has become one of the most entertaining finals in the past several years. Fact or phooey?
Fact. 25 goals in 3 games. 25. Double overtime Saturday night. We're sitting there waiting to go on air, and we're like, okay, is this going to get finished? It's going to get finished. And I said it literally in the third period early when the Golden Knights were up 4-0. I told Colin here in the office, I said, this has become the no lead is safe series. Mm-hmm. And he looked at me and he started laughing because the Vegas Golden Knights were up 4-0. And then Carolina scores 3 in 39 seconds. They get the fourth to tie. It goes to overtime. He's like, you got to be kidding me. Right. So going to the second overtime before Vegas finally wins it 5-4. But what a great series it's been. Talk about exciting to just be a fan. And if you're not a fan of hockey, you might be after this if you just dip in and watch a little bit of it.
Fooey, I want you to know.
That's on ABC 15, too.
It is, yeah. I went to a refreshment stand. They couldn't get it either, so we watched it on ESPN Deportes.
Now, I'm telling you. Tell your watering hole that they can get an antenna
too. They can get one too.
You don't have to be helpless. You just plug one in, and bingo, you do a channel scan, and suddenly you've got 130 plus channels.
Okay, Coach, you can't imagine.
And network is beautiful.
You can't imagine the frustration we have with computers and technology for Jimmy B. Just plugging something in, it becomes an ordeal. Rock just leaves the room. I just say you're on your own. So Jimmy. You go to any store to get that antenna, and if Fooey's in the neighborhood, he might even come plug it in for you and you get it within 5 minutes. I'm telling you.
Take your TV to Best Buy, and they'll do it for you. So, you got that.
Fooey, we love you, pal. Thank you.
Coach will be tuning in.
Thanks for talking me off the cliff. See ya. Craig Fooey, everybody, Channel 15, if you can see him. And see, that's another thing that I got my pants all bunched up about, so I can't watch Fooey Sports.
Jimmy, go get the damn antenna. We've been telling you that for like 3 weeks now. It's not that difficult. I know a lot of people are DirecTV.
Yeah.
They have the antenna. They got called the backup plan. Now, I think you just go to your watering hole as an excuse just to make sure you have your half a cup of scotch or whatever the hell you can drink.
That's part of it.
In front on top of that. It's going to be a good game tonight. I
can't wait. Yeah.
We know down there in New York City, it is, I'd call it organized chaos from what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
But it's some long ass lines.
Boy, you're not
they're
kidding.
dealing with right now.
Yep. Hey, coming up, random fact of the day, and we'll do some football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm a Church Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today.
977-1900.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
Want to witness the world's biggest soccer tournament in person? Look no further than Twin Peaks. Enter the Twin Peaks Go for Gold giveaway, presented by Michelob Ultra and Casamigos. And you could be one of 5 grand prize winners who get the VIP treatment, plus travel and lodging for your chance to win unmatched views of the match. Visit TwinPeaksSoccer.com to enter and choose your host city. Entries close on June 14th, so don't wait. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Action! When I grow up, I want to be a director because they get to talk to everybody about everything. They get to make cool movies and dance music videos.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a defect of the immune system that affects millions. Early testing can give children a chance to dream.
And when I'm a director, I get to say, lights, camera, action.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
That's a wrap.
Before you fly, take a trip to your local MVD office or authorized third-party provider with your required documents and get the new AZ Travel ID with the Gold Star for your new driver's license or ID. Starting May 2025, this new AZ Travel ID gets you through TSA security checkpoints. It's quick and easy. Think of it as your license to fly. Learn how to get your new ID at aztravelid.com. Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody. We're moving all the way till 4 o'clock this afternoon. By the way, we're back again tomorrow, then again Wednesday, and again Thursday, and again Friday. That's right, all week long.
You're working 4 days out of the 5.
Yeah, this is tough.
Can you handle this?
I don't know. I'll be at the gym lifting those 5-pound curls. Let's get to our random fact of the day.
Well, this is interesting because Pele,
yeah,
he's the only player to ever be a part of 3 different World Cup winning teams.
Wow.
That's the key right there, winning teams. Tiger Woods made his first hole-in-one at the age of 8 years old. Do you have a hole-in-one? You ever had one?
I have one more turn of the ball, and it would have fallen in. It sat on the edge of the cup. We all stood around and waited, and it wouldn't drop.
That means no. Okay, that's all you had to say. No,
I
I have
didn't
not.
want to say
Yeah,
that.
we've all had that closeness. Mine was 3 inches. Yours was an inch.
No, not even that. On the edge, maybe a quarter of an inch.
This is amazing that Brett Favre, Tom Brady, and Jerry Rice are the only players to play in more than 300 games and don't play the kicker position.
Wow.
That's amazing. You talk about longevity.
Yeah.
And these guys, how they stayed healthy, how they were strong, how they could compete at the high level for over 300 games. So those are your random facts of the day.
All right, let's get to a little football at 50, and it is presented by the best defense is a good offense. Yeah, I'm talking about studs against bugs. That's right. It's our TriGuard technology. It attacks pests at the source, locks in a barrier around your home year-round. Scorpions, shut down. Ants, benched. Spiders, game over. Right now, new customers get their first treatment for just $99. It's a $229 offer. Now, just $99. No, and better yet, no contracts. You can text or call 480-670-4529. That's 480-670-4529, or go online, studsagainstbugs.com. That's studsagainstbugs.com. Defending the Valley, one home at a time.
Well, nice article on ESPN this afternoon, 2026 NFL minicamps. So they're going teams, rookies, QBs that they're watching. So give you a little sample. For the Buffalo Bills, how's the defense going to be coming together? Now, the one thing is that Jim Leonard, who is the new defensive coordinator, how's he going to incorporate a defense that's going to be a key that can match the offense in reference to them trying to finally win it all? Now, Jimmy B, would you not say that the window's closing on the Buffalo Bills to get to the mountaintop and finally win?
I would say that is an absolutely correct statement.
And Oliver, they talk about the fine defensive tackle. He's been limited in OTAs, but they got a lot of the young guys. A lot of the new guys are all there, 100% participation. New England Patriots, this cornerback Christian Gonzalez show up. Now, he's really the only one. And again, the mandatory mini camps this week and next week, he's looking at in reference to a new contract. Mike Vrabel has said Tuesday, he goes, I would imagine that he would be here. And there's this next week. He says, like any other contract negotiation, you want to make sure that everybody feels they get something out of it. So if there's one thing, that's kind of the moral of the story with all these mini camps from the NFL. They want guys to understand where they're going, how they're going, what their finer nuances are in reference to going before they take a nice break before training camp. Baltimore Ravens, for all you Ravens fans, who's blocking in front of quarterback Lamar Jackson?
Good point.
So they got to find their replacement for the center, Tyler Linderbaum, who has moved on. They're looking at several offensive linemen to make sure they understand protections, they understand what they're looking to do offensively. Lamar Jackson will be at the mandatory mini camps. And I think those are some of the things that they're talking about in reference to new staff, new coaching staff, and who basically can protect Lamar Jackson, get him throwing more from the pocket, not running as much, and really putting that onus on him. Cleveland Browns. Will Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders pull away in the Broncos QB competition? Here they are talking about the offense. You got first-year head coach Todd Monken would like to enter training camp with a clear depth chart, saying that these mini camps, these mandatory mini camps, are going to mean something in Cleveland. Now, you lost your top defensive player, probably defensive player in the league, and for their mini camp coming up, they want to make sure that these young men understand where they're going, who can separate himself, and what they're leaning on, Jimmy B, is that Deshaun Watson right now might have the clear path as far as going into training camp and making sure that he's the lead guy when they go into training camp. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they held their mandatory mini camp last week. They were so happy to have Aaron Rodgers there, and that was his whole goal, is to make sure he was there for the mandatory mini camp. You had Coach McCarthy, liked what he saw. He's at the young, developing the young guys, but it was all about the mental approach to a pro training camp, getting them ready with the new offense and getting them ready to understand what they're going to have to do if they're going to make it back to a playoff game and win some playoff games. He feels very comfortable with Aaron Rodgers, knowing the playbook, having played under that playbook, that he can get on board quickly and get that resolved. Houston Texans, how does the offense look under second year Nick Caley? The Colts, how's their new defensive players going to be fitting in? Jacksonville.
Okay.
How do the tight ends, Tommy Kozella and Nick Borkercher, fit into the offense? And last but not least, what's quarterback Patrick Mahomes' progress report before training camp? So just go to ESPN. You'll see that article. Great article for all you football junkies in your team. Who are some of the rookies, QBs, and teams that are being watched in minicamp?
There you go. Speaking of minicamp, Frank Sanders is going to join us at the bottom of the hour here at 3:30. We'll talk a little bit about what the Cardinals did in OTAs and for the couple of days of minicamp as well. We continue until 4 o'clock. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's back. Employee pricing. Yep, we pay what Ford employees pay at our Desert Ford dealers. Hey, Paul Calvisi here, man. Do not miss employee pricing across a full lineup of trucks and SUVs. Hey, Ford has been part of this country's story for more than a century, and Ford will help drive America forward for the next 250 years to come. You take that 2026 Ford F-150, work truck, or weekend warrior, Ford has a powertrain fit for the job. And remember, Ford is the #1 selling truck brand in Arizona. And right now, get employee pricing plus $8,000 cash back on a 2026 F-150 and Ford Explorer and 2025 Ford Maverick and Bronco. Employee pricing and $1,000 cash back while it lasts at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com. Based on S&P Global Mobility Retail U.S. new vehicle registrations for the truck vehicle type CYTD October 2025.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620.
It ain't like I can make this kind of mess all by myself. Don't act like you ain't helped me pull that bottle off the shelf. You deep date every weekend. If you couldn't tell, they say teamwork makes a dream work. Can I get some help?
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
What song is this?
I'm not sure. Max, what is this? Good tune. This is Post Malone. I Had Some Help.
Oh, man. Good song.
What?
Yeah, I hear.
Got no soul.
What are you talking about? Post Malone?
No, this song, not Post Malone. This song doesn't have any solos. I got my feelings hurt.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Music Expert.
Come on.
It's got a good tune.
Hey,
nice little beat to
put
it.
on, look up James Brown, Cold Sweat. Okay? I'm going to play a song here that has some soul, Manuch. Something that is funky. Something that will put you in a good mood.
Fuck you, 310-pound fuck you white boy. That song is smooth, mellow,
Don't
nice
want it smooth.
rejoiner.
I want it rough.
We got rough.
Yes.
Funk. We get enough of that one way or the other.
No, man, no. When you want to rock, this is what I'm talking about right here.
It's good.
Yeah, crank it up. Here we go.
Yeah. About your plan.
Now we're talking. Yep. Uh-huh.
Love to last.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
About that. I'm not going to pull that up for
Oh, man. See, you put a little James on. Your foot, you can't stop tapping your foot. Your foot's already jammed.
Make it happen like that. That's how those things. I always wonder sometimes, who are these guys singing about when they write their songs?
Yeah. That's a good point.
The deeper meaning with that? Who's about your bad self? One way or the other. Probably talking about me when I was playing quarterback.
No, they were just saying you were bad.
I know. Now, that's interesting because it's like, man, that dude is bad. Like, hey, that's like good bad? Or, That dude's bad.
Yeah.
see, Max, here's the deal. It's the way you say it.
That's correct.
When somebody talks about an athlete, hey, that dude is bad. Or, man, that dude's bad.
All about the inflection.
It's all about the inflection. One way.
It's awesome. So we just checked out the television monitor for ESPN. The lines are ridiculous. Just trying to get into Madison Square Garden. Manuch, I showed you a photo on X. They were towing cars away.
Isn't that interesting that they've been warning people for, I don't know,
2 days,
2 or 3 days?
Yeah.
Look, no vehicles. They're going to shut down with a mile square radius, I believe it is.
Right.
A mile east and west, and a mile north and south. Now you gave the streets for all those that might be tuning into Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B via YouTube that are getting ready to go to the game.
Yep.
So they get their update. But I really believe that, when you look at this is one of those things that it's almost an inconvenience.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And it spoils a little bit of the party of what's going on.
I think you're right about that.
When the president shows up, there's a lot of security. I mean, it is big time.
Yep.
Folks, if you've ever been around something or an event where to go watch him speak, or you've been around an area where he's going to be at, whether, I don't care who the president is, it's just a complete sweep of the area.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't matter who the guy is in the office. It's just the way it is.
And you mentioned earlier that the train, they're below,
Penn Station.
Madison Square Garden is there. So they're sweeping with a mile underneath the tracks.
Yeah.
And the garden is this massive facility. There's offices, it's just ginormous that you can know that they're probably sweeping the catacombs of the Knickerbocker of Madison Square Garden. They probably now know where all the bodies are buried at Madison Square Garden. Matter of fact, I think they might have flushed all the rats that are hanging out. They got their quorum going on every day down below. They flushed those bad boys.
Jeez, Manuch, come on now.
They don't want any kind of somebody putting something on a rat, and they're kind of going in there with something on it for crying from that sake. So,
well, I can tell you this: Secret Service, they had their work cut out for them setting this one up, and it was short notice too. So at any rate, that's the update on the game. Our next segment will dive into the game. The Diamondbacks off today. It's a travel day. They are headed to Miami. They've got a 3-game set against the Marlins. Manuch, you had some stats earlier. They have dropped 7 of their last 10.
Yes.
And in a situation against the Washington Nationals, where you would have thought, at least on their home field, they would have won that series, they were far from it.
Yeah, I think that's the long and short of it. But we talked about this last week and looking forward to the schedule. And Rock and I talked about this on Friday. You're going to have to score a lot of runs if you're going to beat the Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
They're a very solid hitting ball club and leading the National League in runs scored. But they're also leading the National League in runs allowed. So you see, the runs allowed, and I think the differential is like 14, but they're top in each category. And we had mentioned if you're going to beat the Nationals, if you're going to win the series, you got to score a lot of runs. Well, that did not come to fruition.
Right.
They won 5-1 yesterday, but overall, the 3-game set, they were outscored 21-7. And, you looked at Soroka, outstanding game yesterday. You watch him and how well he pitched. And you're kind of like, well, it's about time that when you're having a team like the Nationals, and I think your point there, Jimmy, is them coming in to your yard and you basically, getting beat 2 out of 3 was the concept that they were hoping that they would get. But I mean, you lose, you look at the games that they look at, and you allow 14 runs in that very first game. It's going to be a long series, and then you get thumped in the second game. And you get thumped late, and then you finally come back. Soroka has a hell of a game, pitches very, very well, keeping the ball down, which they thought was really interesting that team had, they're high ball hitters. We saw a couple of what Reggie Jackson called them home run high fastballs.
Yes.
Right around the chest.
Yes, man. That was right in his wheelhouse.
Right in his wheelhouse. And I think those are some of the things that as a staff, you have to be very leery of. So it was very refreshing to see Soroka. 7 innings, just 3 hits, just gave up the 1 earned run, only 2 walks, and the 6 Ks. And the thing you see when this Diamondback rotation is successful, it's at their strike count it's pretty much up. This is over like 60%.
Right.
100 pitches. He threw 63 strikes. And they only give up 3 hits to the leading scoring team in the National League. Now, we failed to mention that the entire Washington Nationals team was out in North Scottsdale the night before after that game on Saturday night. It might have been a little hungover for that 12:45 first pitch game that they had yesterday. But all things being said, watching Soroka, really, he and Eduardo, even though Eduardo struggled the night before, are really the 2 aces, so to speak, for this team. And nice to see the bullpen step up with Ginkel and Clark not giving up any hits or any runs.
All right, once again, road trip, and they start with Miami tomorrow. Manuch, I just checked out ESPN. There's a breaking story on the Brendan Sorsby that we have discussed on this, and him being now eligible to play for Texas Tech. The Big 12 athletic directors have had informal conversations about not playing against Texas Tech this coming season. How can you can't do that?
Well,
I think you can't do that.
That's another one of those bridges to cross, right? So how do you cross that bridge? And so you're going to forfeit and give them the victory?
Yeah,
that's so like if you refuse to play Texas Tech and you want to uphold the NCAA's decision. So if right now, so the longest story of it right now, folks, is Brendan Sorsby. There's been an injunction by a Texas judge.
Yep.
That is shooting down the NCAA with upholding the appeal that he and his attorneys had initially to ban him from this season.
Mm-hmm.
So
for his gambling issues.
For gambling when he was at Indiana as a redshirt quarterback. He gambled on his Indiana Hoosiers to win. Now, whether you win or lost, that's still gambling. That's a no-no to the NCAA. So now they had a federal judge who's 300 miles from Lubbock, Texas.
Right. Did not go to Texas.
Did not go to Texas Tech. The last judge that did, he recused himself.
He did. I tip my cap to him for doing that.
Yep. So long story short, this judge is now simplified, allowing Brendan Sorsby to play for Texas Tech. Now, he's not allowed to play the first 2 games. And you said they play Bangor, Maine Tech, or the
Abilene Christian is their first game.
Abilene Christian of the Little Sisters of the Poor.
Yeah.
And the other game, and the NCAA obviously vehemently is against this. But it's just interesting to me how a federal judge, pardon the pun, can trump the NCAA. Now, if this story, as you just said, just came across the wire, that the Big 12 teams will refuse?
Well, they're thinking about it. They have had conversations about how to figure out a way to not play Texas Tech.
Well,
the athletic directors have been on conference calls. That's the story that ESPN just broke.
Yeah, I don't know how you can prevent that. You got a federal judge that has lifted the injunction.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that's really interesting. The NCAA is filing an appeal to this ruling.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the problem. They probably won't be able to get to this appeal until after the season's over.
Good point.
What the hell? and we had Rudy Carpenter on a little bit earlier talking about, hey, for the NCAA, what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
And I agree to him to a point. I understand if you don't prevent this from happening with the DraftKings and FanDuels and all the sponsorships that are going on, and with the NIL money and the transfer portal, the genie's out of the bottle. And when that genie's out of the bottle or the toothpaste is out of the tube, these are some of the ancillary things that young men who are getting paid a lot of money, whether they're 18-year-olds or 19-year-olds to 24-year-olds, they get a lot of money and they see these gambling things start to happen. You get addicted to it. And obviously, Brendan Sorsby's addicted. Okay, went to his 35 days of rehab, right? So he'll fight and struggle with that for the rest of his life. We get it. But hey, look, NCAA, if you didn't have any strong guardrails before this, you get a federal judge. Did I say he's from Texas?
You did say that. Yeah.
And where's Brendan Sorsby looking to play?
Texas Tech.
How far does this judge live from Lubbock?
300 miles.
300 miles, okay. what do you expect? So I agree with the NCAA on this. No athlete, any sport in college should be betting for or against their teams ever, or be betting on their sport ever. Or at that point, you start looked at a lot of it. If you start to bet on NFL, basketball, whatever, and you're dealing with the wrong people, let's say it's outside of FanDuel or DraftKings, and you're dealing with bookies, well, good luck on that one.
Yeah, really. Ask Phil Mickelson.
Well, how about the 4 Alabama State players? They got popped last week.
Yeah.
And they beat Minot? They won their first game ever in the NCAA. And those 4 players, folks, this is how desperate some guys are. We're going to make, for throwing that game, they each made a grand total. You sit down over there, Jimmy B. $500 a piece.
That's it.
$2,000 total.
Yeah.
From the bookie or the wise guy, whoever pinned $500.
That's it.
Now here's where, and I'm never going to justify what these young men did, but in their minds they're like, well, those guys at Alabama and Auburn, they're playing. We feel we're just as good as them, and they're making $100,000, $125,000. Those Alabama State players might be making $5,000,
if that.
So they're at Alabama State. And they're making minimal NIL money.
Yes.
They're going, well, we got to get ours as wherever we can. I can just see that
reasoning,
that mindset.
Yep.
That these individuals go, man, they're making that guy over there. I played against him in AAU basketball. I kicked his butt.
I lit him up.
He's making $200,000.
Yeah.
And he's the 7th guy on Alabama's bench, and I'm at Alabama State making $25,000. I need to figure out a way to go get mine. Well, unfortunately, you're going to get yours. Now they're still working on whether that's a federal offense or not. But Alabama State and the conference are doing the right thing under the guise of the NCAA. This thing, I don't know how the commissioner, how the ADs cannot play Texas Tech.
I'm with you. I don't know how they could make that work.
Because if it's scheduled, and you sign up to play, you're forfeiting that game. That win goes to Texas Tech. Who, by the way, didn't they win the Big 12 last year?
They did, yes. They were 11-1. Their only loss was at ASU.
So this thing is a mess. But, hey, NCAA, be careful what you wish for, or you allow this to go down the road. This is something I liken this to a guy just robbed a bank.
Okay.
And so he robbed a bank. He gets arrested. And he's getting ready to go in front of a judge. And his attorney said, look, judge, if you throw him in jail for 5 years, that's going to hurt his earning income and him growing as a human being. Excuse me? That's the comp that we're talking about.
I understand where you're going.
Well, we can't throw him in jail. If you do the crime, you got to do the time, right?
Yeah.
So Brendan Sorsby, if you do the crime, you should be able to do your time. But wait a second. That'll harm his growth as a person and hurt his potentiality of earning income. Well, yeah, because he committed a crime. That's how I see this. And people get away with crimes all the time. But this rationale makes no sense. By the way, where's this judge from, Jimmy?
He's from Texas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But he did not go to Texas Tech.
No, he didn't.
I just want to clarify that aspect.
Yeah, but he's 300 miles
from Lubbock, Texas. Away. Yeah, small town.
Great pheasant hunting out there outside of Lubbock, Texas.
When we come back, we are going to get into tonight's Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Spurs and Knicks in New York City. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
If you want to witness the world's biggest soccer tournament in person, look no further than Twin Peaks. Enter the Twin Peaks Go for Gold giveaway, presented by Michelob Ultra and Casamigos. And you could be one of 5 grand prize winners who get the VIP treatment, plus travel and lodging for your chance to win unmatched views of the match. Visit TwinPeaksSoccer.com to enter and choose your host city. Entries close on June 14th, so don't wait. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, Dance, concerts, and corporate events. The Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check. I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. Or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Right in the heart of Arizona Athletic Grounds, one of the largest youth sports complexes in North America. Bristol's is the ultimate hangout for families and sports fans in Mesa. Come experience amazing double-decker cheeseburgers, award-winning wings, smoked barbecue, and fresh, craveable salads. With seating for 500, a full bar, 20 beers on tap, and over 100 TVs, happy hour Thursdays, Friday and Sunday from 4 till 6, plus trivia night every Thursday night. Bristol's, where Mesa comes to eat, watch, and win.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on their new home, ESPN 620.
Get in. Towns. What a three from Towns. Oh my! Carl Anthony Towns gives the Knicks the lead. Some huge catch.
Game 3 is tonight, everybody. Can't wait. It is the Spurs and the Knicks. Well, you can wait if you live in New York, where it is shut down for a total mile around Madison Square Garden Arena. And I just showed my esteemed colleague something of a video that I saw on Twitter. The lines just to try to get in. Remember, you cannot even be down in this area if you do not have a ticket. The lines to get in are like a mile or so long, just trying to get into the building.
And we've got, about 2 hours.
2 hours.
To tip off 5:30 our time.
Yeah.
It'll be 8:30 New York time. And those are folks with the tickets.
Yeah, they have tickets.
Because the main reason is the security.
Yeah.
That Trump's going to be attending the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of reporting. You just saw a couple of tweets that a lot of the bars in the immediate area, they're shut down. They're not allowing patrons to come into the bar.
That is correct.
whatsoever.
I mean, what do you do to a bar owner or a restaurant owner who, for all of the run here that the Knicks have had in the playoffs, and their establishments have been packed with fans, and now fans can't go?
You know, a lot of the fans that weren't able to go in the playoffs, they were out there. They had their
watch parties.
Watch parties.
Yeah.
A lot of them were at the surrounding bars within a mile square radius, if you will. And then you had a ton of them right out front there of Madison Square Garden that were just out there, very polite and very much under control. And that's been the complaint from so many individuals, whether you're Republican or Democrat.
Yeah, it doesn't matter here.
It doesn't matter that Trump is showing up. They're like, wow, you're really ruining the experience with, number one, shutting down businesses. Number two, everybody's got to be off the streets within a square mile, disrupting the day. And quite frankly, here it is, the first NBA Finals home game in 53 years.
Yes.
And there's a fly in the ointment. There really is, and that's Donald Trump. Big Knick fan, they get it. They all understand, but they're like, hey, look, couldn't you just, chill out?
Yeah.
Let us enjoy the experience and not have us go through all this minutia that they're going through. And there are a lot of people upset. They get it. They understand.
Yeah.
But it's become very, what's the term I'm looking for? very sterile, very versus organic. Just people excited. There's parties going on. There's a lot going on. All of a sudden, that's been reduced to a muffle because of the security and all the things they're having to do. That's pretty much dampened, I guess, the enthusiasm.
Well, it's not just because it's Trump. I mean, this would be any president.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the way that our society is today, and of course the threats on Trump we have seen those, that the security is like 30 times more than what it would ever be.
And rightfully so. So that's just going to be part of the situation if he shows up. So if they win
he's
tonight,
there. They've already shown.
No, I mean, if he shows up, if they win Game 3,
okay,
he might show up for Game 4 with the potential of them sweeping the San Antonio Spurs team. So just some of the unfortunate scenarios that you have when a president shows up to any kind of an event or any kind of a sporting event.
It's absolutely crazy what we are witnessing outside Madison Square Garden.
What a very polite-looking crowd going into Madison Square Garden. Oh, my gosh. They are under wraps as we watch all this going on.
What do you expect tonight? Do you expect the Knicks to win this going away? Do you think the Spurs can recapture what they had against OKC and really make it a nail biter tonight?
This is going to be tough. I think the will of the Spurs, it hasn't been broken, but it's pretty doggone close to being broken. I mean, that run they made when they were down by 14 and to get it back and tie it up, and then to have the gaff by Wemby looking the outlet pass to Castle, gets the rebound, 7.5 seconds left. And the number one thing is couple things here.
Okay.
All right, so Castle, he's one of those guys you would think that once Wemby got the rebound, just stop, get the ball.
Right.
Set the offense up. But he went up the court. Now, the contention was a lot of times Wemby will bring the ball up.
And he has done that.
It was uncharacteristic for him to get the ball because it's interesting. They went back. They showed several times when Wemby got the rebound, and the fast break was him bringing the ball up.
Yes.
This was a time where he got the ball, and he might have just panicked with 7.5 seconds and wanted to get the ball to Castle.
I think you're right.
Who was thinking, well, he's going to bring it up. He's going to set it up and get it to me or Fox, and we'll run a play with 4 or 5 seconds. Didn't happen. Brunson gets the ball. He fouls Brunson. Brunson surprisingly misses the one. He gets the one. It's 105-104.
Yep.
He misses the second one. They get the rebound. They get the ball out. So they had one timeout left. So they get the ball down the court. And you know what? They got a great play off. Just nice shot, elbow shot by Wemby, who probably makes that 9 out of 10 times. Had no problem with the play. But I think, to your point, Jimmy B, I think that you've got to get a Spurs team that's got to come out and go, look, this is do or die. Because if you lose at the Garden Game 3, I would think there'd be a sweep in hand for this team to win. They've won 13 consecutive playoff games.
They have, yep.
They've 14-15, I believe, would be a record for a team going through the playoffs. But I gotta believe that the Spurs win this game tonight because they've showed too much prior to this to go down or to get swept after 4 games.
One of the things that I'm going to watch for tonight is how aggressive Wembanyama is, and also De'Aaron Fox.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Wemby, the entire game.
The entire game.
The entire game.
Yes, not just in spurts, but the entire game.
Because Catman and Anunoby and their defense are on him the entire game.
Like white on rice.
Wearing him out.
Yes.
Forcing him. And they're coming out on him.
Yes, they are.
And I didn't realize the Catman, I mean, I know he's quick, but he's cat quick at times as far as going out on Wemby, not preventing him.
Can you just shut his mic off after that, please?
Yeah. Like what I did there, buddy? Hey, I'd be a professional at times. But I mean, but no matter what he did, they're putting a body on him. And even down low and defensively, they've got bodies all over this kid.
Yeah.
And but I agree with you. I want to see Wemby for the entire game, for the 48 minutes that he might play 46, 47 minutes.
I don't know if he'll play that much, but he'll play 40 at least. But the key for me is De'Aaron Fox. He needs to have a breakout game. He is capable at times of taking over games. It hasn't happened yet. He's terrific off the dribble. He can beat you to the hoop. He's going to have to try to do that, and he's going to have to get hit and go to the free throw line and make some baskets at the line. Otherwise, everything just circles around Wembanyama, and you just can't ask. It's like in the old days when Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell would battle in Philadelphia and Boston. Russell had an all-star team. Most of the guys on that team are all in the Hall of Fame. Chamberlain didn't have that. Chamberlain would score 45 points and grab 28 rebounds, and Boston would win the game because they had all-around better players.
I think to that point, Jimmy, that now would be the night to start the folklore of Victor Wembanyama.
Okay.
The alien. If he's going to take that next step, that next step to superstardom, it'd be tonight to control the game. Just give me the damn ball, people. Let me score. Let me slam. Let me shoot. Let me rebound. He's got to be PO'd. He's got to be, I'm not going down. And I think that's where the lore, you brought up 3 or 4 different guys who stepped up when they had to.
Yes.
Who performed when they had to, even in their young age, when they had to. I think of Lou Alcindor, not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, only his second or third year, he dominated for the Bucks. They gave him the ball. He's hook-shotting. He's rebounding. He's stuffing.
Blocking shots.
He's blocking shots.
Yeah.
I mean, and, that for them to basically do what they did, you went, wow. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, then Lou Alcindor really set the tone of years to come. So I think Wemby has got to start. I call the folklore of the alien needs to start tonight in Madison Square Garden.
All right, quick timeout. When we come back, we're going to switch gears, talk a little NFL football. Cardinals have their couple of days of required mini camp. The QB, Jacoby Brissett, has shown up, but not on the field. Former Cardinal Frank Sanders is going to join us next. Let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Max Brown. The D-backs avoided the series sweep with a 5-1 win over the Nationals on Sunday. Carroll opened with the scoring with a solo home run. Moreno added a 2-run shot, and Soroka earned the win after allowing just 1 run over 7 strong innings. Arizona hits the road to begin the series against the Marlins on Tuesday at Lone Depot Park in Miami. First pitch is scheduled for 3:40, with pregame coverage beginning at 3 on 98.7 FM and the Arizona Sports app. Soccer's biggest summer is here, and there's no better place to catch every match than Twin Peaks. Wall-to-wall TVs, made from scratch food, and ice-cold beer served at 29 degrees. Grab a $15 domestic bucket, a $5 22-ounce Michelob Ultra Draft, with a $7 Casamigos Spicy Margarita. Every goal, every match, every celebration, it all goes down at Twin Peaks, the world's best sports bar.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
You push hard. You train hard. Shouldn't your soda work just as hard? Meet Who Knew, the superfood nutrition soda packed with whole vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. Only 5 grams of natural sugar. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Voted the #1 soda for athletes. Whole food nutrition. Great taste. That's Who Knew. Go to HUNUsoda.com and use code ESPN for 10% off your first order. Who Knew Soda. Soda that's actually good for you. WhoKnewSoda.com. Code ESPN.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get Dad ready for the course with tailor-made TP5 golf balls. Buy 2 dozen TP5 or TP5X golf balls for $100. Need more ideas this Father's Day? We have gift cards in any amount, plus our online gift guide at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is touchdown Auburn! Sanders coming! Touchdown Auburn! Frank Sanders from the Auburn's ahead!
Frank Sanders joins Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. right here on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. It's always fun. We get Frank on the show to do a little football conversation with us. How's your golf game? You loving life right now in the heat?
I love the way you transition, Jimmy B. That you get football conversation, but how's your golf game?
That's it. I do the important stuff first.
Well, you did the right thing, brother. Golf game is. Look, I think I'm ready right now. I'm ready. I'm ready for Roc. I'm ready to take on the championship belt that Roc has over there at Gainey Ranch. I want that. I want to take on the challenge. So if you can make that happen, I'm looking forward to it.
So, I got my Facebook, and a lot of times I subscribe to NFL and all that stuff. It's good stuff, a lot of good music in NFL. Well, lo and behold, what pops up last night? So I'm working on the lineup. It's about midnight. It is the 1995 Christmas Day game of the Arizona Cardinals against the Dallas Cowboys. And I went, wow. And my guy, Frank Sanders and Rob Moore, Anthony Edwards and Larry Centers. And, I got to kind of remember this because I was doing Monday Night Football over at there's a nice bar over there at South Mountain.
So you were at a refreshment stand.
Well, I was hosting Monday Night Football.
Okay, yeah.
And Frank, did you get shut out that game? I mean, I know Rob Moore was having a hard time getting the ball. Dave Craig was quarterback.
I mean, did I get shut out that game?
Yeah, because going in the fourth quarter, you had 0 catches. You're a rookie. I know that.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened?
Was I giving away Christmas gifts that day?
Yeah, you were.
Not showing up.
Yeah, it was 24-6.
I cannot recall due to my head injuries in the NFL. I can't be held accountable to the information you're asking of me right now.
I'm just, it was your rookie year, last game of the year, Dave Craig quarterback, and Rob Moore was shut out for about 4 or 5 quarters. Finally, your boy A.E. Anthony Edwards had a couple catches. Then a kid named McGuire. I forgot about him. But your boy Larry Centers had the infamous hurdle over Brown at the cornerback. I just wanted to refresh your memory that Christmas Day you were giving away gifts to the other side.
I don't recall that, sir. I've never really tried to be passive to the opponent in that mannerism, whether it's on Christmas, Halloween, or Thanksgiving. I can't recall that day, but I'm not sure if we won that game or not. But I know it was. I was there.
I was there.
The Cowboys, they beat you. I think it was 24-17. You made a run there, at the end, but that was one of those games.
Frank, don't you love coming on the show and just getting verbally abused?
No, I just the kid. What an athlete!
I thought I was a friend of the program. I'm not.
Speaking of that team, because that was Buddy's second year, you had a lot of good players on that team. Defense, good players, but prior to that, what was your mini camp? Here you are, your rookie, and you got Buddy's second year, and you got all those veterans, all those guys coming in to do the mandatory minicamp back in the day. Could you tell what kind of team you may or were going to have or not going to have? I mean, I think about the mini camps now.
Yeah, no, I was in awe of that team. Like, you know, you look at the name Buddy Ryan. I'm a young kid coming through, you know, doing my timeline. You see Buddy Ryan over at the Chicago Bears. This is Buddy Ryan from the Bears.
Sure.
This is Buddy Ryan from the Houston Oilers. This is, you know, one of the greatest defensive mind coaches in the game. And he has sons that are coaching in the NFL. So you got to take pride in that moment. But not only that, Seth Joyner, Clyde Simmons.
Yeah.
You know, when you get here, you got names of, you know, Lorenzo Lynch and a lot of other guys. I just knew those guys from the Philadelphia Eagles and what they were over in Philly. And Buddy gets them here. I walk in that locker room and I'm looking at, you know, you do have the, you know, the wide-eyed look in your face.
Sure.
Now you know you're playing with men. These are not 20, 18, and 19-year-old kids. These are grown men and the history of what they were able to do. So I walked in the locker room really excited with the intent and desire to try to prove myself to Buddy Ryan and the Arizona Cardinals on why they drafted.
So, you know, I think Coach Plum and there was another, I think Adkins were the co-offensive coordinators, defensive-wise. But, I mean, when you have co-offensive coordinators, we had offensive coordinator, period. He called the plays. He controlled that side of the football. What was that like to have did one guy call the running game and Plum call the passing game? How did that work?
No, they were similar in narrative. Of course, Dave Atkins was definitely more the OC, and he wanted to be more of a run mindset of the offense. They were not the problem in our offense and how we was running. We had great players on the outside. They did a great job of mixing up between run and pass, but our offensive line wasn't our strong point at that time. My very first year was not that. And so, again, we struggled a little bit offensively because of that, but I thought the game plan was there. They gave me and Rob more a chance to go out and make plays along with Larry Sanders. But, you know, again, giving the situation on how Buddy coached, remember, this is Buddy Ryan. Like, defense wins football games, offense participates. And so if it was 3rd and 12 and we had to run a play, he'd say run a draw and punt it so the defense can get the ball back. So those coaches under Buddy Ryan, you know, just was his mindset on how he coached our team, and the defensive mindset he had was defense wins, offense just participates, and they come along for the ride.
Just participate. Is offense a necessary evil under Buddy Ryan?
If it wasn't good,
It
yeah.
wasn't. No.
So
if it wasn't good, yeah.
So Jacoby Brissett reportedly is at mini camp Tuesday and Wednesday. For a receiver, whether you're a veteran or a rookie, how vital is important for him to participate versus be a hold-in and try to move this offense forward and feel pretty good about where you're going when you get to training camp?
You know, considering what he was able to produce in the short time he was here as a starting quarterback, and the reps that he got with those guys, and not only that, the growth we saw out of those guys from the tight end position to Mike Wilson, if Marvin Harrison stayed healthy a little bit more, he probably got more reps and more opportunity with him in real-time display. But his leadership and what he was able to do in those couple of weeks, I mean, I think he did a good job enough to show the guys who he is as a quarterback, what he is as a leader, more importantly, who he is as a teammate to these guys. So it would be great to have him in. I think that the guys know that the business side does come into play. And when it does have these kind of these hiccups in the identity of what we consider just team football, team first, and then everything else. But the reality is that, you know, at some point in time, contracts come up, and management and player has to find some level of agreement. And right now, they're just not at that place. Him being there is important visually, because that still says he's part of the team. Him being there, he can communicate wise what he sees and what he don't. But whether he's playing or not, of course, we would like him to be there. But they know what they got in Jacoby Brissett, 100%.
Okay, so if indeed contract talks continue to be stagnant, nothing is settled, we get the training camp. So you've already seen the rookie, Carson Beck. You've already seen the other backup QB. How important really is it for the Cardinals to sign Brissett? I mean, you've already got a couple of guys there, and Manuch always references Slovis as well. So you got 3 QBs. You're not going to be contending in the NFC West with the other 3 teams. So is it imperative then that the Cardinals sign him? Or could they just say, we don't want to pay any more money. We're just going to ride with the guys that are here.
I guess that is it 6 1/2 dozen
Yeah,
and the other, I
yeah.
guess is the term.
It can be that in some mannerism, but we also got to look at, like, there is something. This is a fresh start, a fresh season, a fresh opportunity for the fan base as well as the players in the locker room. We don't forget that. Like, anything can happen throughout the season. Hell, Matthew Stafford can get hurt. His back could be done. He could be down for the season, and that changes the narrative of the Los Angeles Rams. So anything can happen. I think the identity is that as a team, you want to have your best players in there playing and going from that manner. And the reality is that we don't know what our offense is going to be like. We don't know how coach is going to coach. He's the new coach in that position himself. So there's a lot of unknowns right now. So that 6 1/2 dozen, I agree 100% with that. It looks better when you can just reach out and grab the 6.
Yes.
And it does, it just looks better when you can just say, I can just grab the 6, but we don't have that right now. So this is why you go through training camp and you figure out what's going on. I don't know what Carson Beck is capable of doing right now. I mean, we know that 100% that over in Oakland Raiders, that Fernando Mendoza, he's going to be the starting quarterback. We think that can happen. He won't be the first rookie quarterback to start if Carson Beck is the guy. And I don't think that the Cardinals have to be afraid of making that decision and not signing Jacoby Brissett if that's who they want to go with. They have the power and authority to do that. We also got to remember we're still on the hook for about $30-something million for Kyler Murray.
Sure.
And so when the money hits the wall, you got to start paying attention to all the X's and O's and those dollar signs. So I think there's some hope and some freshness there. But having to sign him right now, Jimmy B, I know for 100% we don't want to go into mini camp and training camp trying to figure out who's our quarterback. And then going into the season, waiting until week 1 or 2 of the preseason to figure out who's your quarterback. That is not the best place for a new coach. That is not the best place for a new offensive coordinator, and still having a young team.
Frank, if you're that veteran wide receiver, would you have any heartburn at all if Carson Beck comes in and proves himself? And I think of Russell Wilson, his rookie year, 3rd-round pick, starts day one against your Arizona Cardinals, his first game of the year. Would you have any kind of concern, or what would be some of the major points that you felt confident as a veteran receiver that this young rookie quarterback could handle about about a lot of the stuff that's going to come at him?
Well, you know how it is in the progression of the training camp, the progression of mini camp kind of brings us to a place of understanding what he's able to cognitively understand and then go out and apply that in real time. And so, of course, there's no real hitting in camp. But as we go through the progression of, mini camp, training camp, then we get into the preseason, I'll have a clear understanding that he sees what I see. He understands what I understand. And so now we have a quarterback that he's not a veteran, but he has some experience, and he's not afraid of the moment. That's what you need, more importantly, when you come into the NFL. The first thing they try to steal from you is your confidence. Of course, it's your teammates because it's a job. I'm not trying to help your confidence. I'm trying to steal your confidence so you don't play well so I can keep my job. Number 2, I need to put the pressure on you to see if you can handle the job. And that's what the coach is supposed to do. And as camp goes on, those are the things that happen. The reality is that as a veteran receiver, I will only know that in real time if he's capable of doing that. And then once we kind of figure out our game plan and what he's capable of doing, then I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. I mean, Kyler Murray was rookie quarterback of the year. He went to the Pro Bowl. It's not something that can't happen, and you can't get a good, strong-minded quarterback to come in. You got to remember, Carson Beck got a lot of football under him, and so he could show himself to be a very, very viable option at the beginning of the season if he plays well during all these other practices in camp.
By the way, Beto, I did not mean to undermine your prowess as a rookie. That just came on. I just wanted to make sure you were that's still out there. And you were looking Enrique Sueño. You had the haircut. You were tight with the haircut. Everything was good. And I'm just bringing up. You were good routes. You could block it a little better. But everything else looked pretty good as far as routes are concerned.
Oh.
Hey, look! I won Rookie Wide Receiver of the Year with Dave Craig in his 16th season.
Yeah.
We talk about some things like I'm not opposed to rookies coming out and doing their job. Do your job, and I was pretty fly as a good-looking young rookie at that time, so I won't deny that either. Manuch, I had a nice little curly little kick going on, and I was trying to match the veterans, man. We had some stylish guys back in the locker room back in that day.
So how would you classify yourself today?
I'm still the same, brother. Ain't nothing changed. You know, we still debonair and flashy. Look, I can't go down. I gotta go up, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, when those gray hairs come in, my wife says, "You look distinguished, honey." Is that a candid compliment?
Yeah, it is. I'd say bite me. I don't want anything about that distinguished stuff.
Hey, I don't know all about that. I just know, hey, you can't get worse. You got to get better, man. Hey, what are you doing? You got to get better.
I agree, Frank. It's always great, pal, when you come on the show. Thank you, Frank.
Grecian formula. That'll help you out there, Frank.
Nobody uses that. It's just for men. Jeez.
That's true.
See, Frank agreed. I got to school him on what is what.
Jimmy's got the blue hair going. We're going, Grecian again? It's blue.
Oh, my God. It's too funny.
Thank you, Frank. Have a great day, pal.
All right, brothers, have a good one.
All right. You got it. By the way, you can follow Frank on X at Frank Sanders 81. That's at Frank Sanders 81. He's presented today by All City Towing. It's Arizona's largest towing company. By the way, if you're looking for a new gig, they're looking for you. Hiring drivers, dispatchers, and customer service personnel. Look, they pay extremely well. They have wonderful benefits, including a monthly fuel allowance. If you want to apply, here's all you have to do. Just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. It's All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward. All right, Learner and Roll. One call will get you to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day as well. And we'll set you up for what's on tap tonight. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Learn and Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Learn and Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Learn and Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Learn and Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Learn and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. Hey, Arizona State football fans. London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay, things people love.
This Father's Day, put the focus on Dad's happy place, his garage. Shop more ways to organize, more ways to build, and more ways to spend time together with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him a rolling toolbox or a wall-mounted organizer to keep it all in place. Or save on power tools like the Ryobi 2-tool driver drill combo kit for just $99. Make Father's Day about building something together with a little help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See HomeDepot.com/price match for details.
Who is Farm Bureau Financial Services? At our core, we're relationship builders. We're home and auto bundlers, life insurers, farm and ranch protectors, and retirement planners. We're neighbors, community members, and friends. We're the people you can count on now and for years to come. Find a Farm Bureau agent at fbfs.com/protect. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
They're rocking and rolling. They've become tougher. Carl Anthony Towns, he doesn't look soft anymore. His holes in his game seem to have gone away. He's playing really good defense. He's rebounding the basketball. He's getting inside. He's not just settling for a three-point shot. Mikal Bridges, who had a horrible regular season, in my opinion, has just become a stud in the playoffs. And obviously, Jalen Brunson is a stud. He's not afraid of it at the moment of anything inside. So I just like the direction they have right now. And they just look tough. I mean, even though when they're not shooting the ball well, they just always feel like they can get themselves back in the game, and they've proven that they can do that.
That's Tom Chambers earlier today here on this world-class radio program called Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. And he was right on the money. And as we continue to watch the television coverage of this, it is hilarious with the amount of people trying to get in, and they are stuck outside. They have looks like one entrance open, the main entrance, and that's it, Manuch. You got to go through so many security checks. It's crazy. All right, in a wreck and need a check, just make one call. It is indeed Lerner and Rowe, and you can always find them at lernerandrowe.com. Lerner and Rowe, one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. What's on tap tonight? It's all sponsored by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And, of course, Bud Light is the official partner of Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, and it's available at all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Tonight, if you get it, ABC 15, Spurs, Knicks, Game 3, 5:30 tonight. Spurs, Knicks, ABC, 5:30 tonight.
That's right. If you've got Cox or Dish, you'll get it. DirecTV. Go get your rabbit ears.
I gotta go get that.
Go find your
antenna.
Go find your nearest Twin Peaks, Jimmy B, and watch that. Is there Twin Peaks out there in Sun City where you live? I'm sorry, Sun Lakes. Sun Lakes down there in that neck of the woods. You can go to the Tempe Marketplace.
I
and
could
watch
do that.
it there.
Yeah, I could do that.
Watch it there.
Yeah.
By the way, we'll be at the Twin Peaks on Thursday in Glendale.
Okay.
Glendale.
Who's going to be on the show?
At that point in time, right now, we've got our good buddy Howard Balzer.
Yeah.
Rick Horrow's still on vacation.
Oh, he is?
So I'm trying to track down.
So he's hosing us.
Trying to track down a couple NBA guests.
Okay.
Right now at this point. And speaking of NBA, I feel tonight, do or die for this Spurs team. It really is. It's Katie bar the door if they lose this game.
Yeah.
I expect Wemby to come out and be a Wemby that is going to set the tone for what we'll see in future years of what he can do when his back is up against the wall. It's always interesting. Those that are, is he a front-running superstar, or is he a superstar that can make it happen when his back is up against the wall?
Well, there's a difference here. If you are going to be a superstar, then you need to carry your team to a W.
That's what I just said.
But
step up.
He has to, if he's going to be a superstar. Otherwise, you're just a star.
That's exactly what
There's
I
a
said.
big I had to explain it again.
Superstar, you got to step up when the things are down.
Yeah,
anybody can do it when
that's
things
why
are
I
up.
come on the show. You need superstardom
I'm
here.
so sorry, Mac. He was doing so well.
Max, thanks for everything
minutes.
you did today, pal. Appreciate you, brother.
My pleasure.
All right.
Better make sure that Prevagen, Metamucil, and prune juice is going strong in the morning.
If that's the case, I'll just be on the pot for 3 hours.
And you know what? That wouldn't be a bad thing.
We're out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Get ready. Game 3, NBA playoffs, is on the way. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of